Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Mythic Initiative 2 Summer Slaycation. I am your humble keeper for these preceding evenings. My name is Chris Cologne, and I will be joined by a plethora of wonderful little monsters with me today. With that, we'll introduce themselves before we get into our game, starting off with the lovely C.
Hello. I feel like this isn't real yet. Hi everyone, my name is C. I use they them pronouns. You can find me making very trans, very gay art on the internet at CPlaysRPG, and tonight I am playing Eden the Shade. Slightly different than what it was last time we were here, but I don't think we should worry about that yet at all. And I'll pass things over to my twin, my darling, Vin.
Oh golly gee willikers. OMG. Hi. Hey guys. I'm Vin at VinVoxVA on Twitter. Voice actor, tabletop performer, whatever you want to call it. And tonight I'll be playing Heaven. The Fallen, maybe? Oh. Oh, okay. Pass it over to CJ, who has some things to work out, clearly.
It's CJ now. Hi, besties, jestties, and breasties. It's me, CJ. I will be playing Vic, who isn't that different from like last time we saw her, who is the Hungry. I will now pass it to Hamna.
I don't know why we have so many liars on this cast, but we do, apparently. So, wild. Hello, everyone. My name is Hamna. I use any and all pronouns. And today I will be playing Misfit, who is still the summoned. Different from the previous summoned, new kind of summoned, who uses he, they pronouns. And he's having a bad time because they're like normal now. It's weird. It's weird. I don't like it. And with that, I will pass it back over to Chris.
And then there's me. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. With that, one more time, in terms of content warnings, if you type !CW in that lovely chat, you'll see all the content warnings for this particular episode. With that, to reiterate, there is fantasy violence, apocalypse, gore, blood, familial struggles, drug abuse, severe weather, romance, and references to sexual entanglements, monsters and monstrosities, references to epidemics and diseases, and trauma. If none of this is your boat, there is a plethora of wonderful content out there on the internet for you to enjoy. With all of that hubbub out the way, is everyone ready to start Season 2?
If we say no, do we just get to hang out here this whole time?
We just cut off,
just wondering.
hang loose, whole 3 hours.
The stream ends.
Chilling, ends. Just game over, that's it.
We just don't have episode 1s, actually, is what happens.
Yeah.
That's the tradition.
I think we need a different tradition.
So many times you're wrong.
Before we continue to hurt me, let us get into this. With that, we cut not to our mythics, but a long time ago, centuries past, in a different time, in a different place, in a different galaxy. As we zoom in on the planet of Zaris, before its destruction, the planet itself on the outside, floating around space, looking like almost a purple version of Earth. Looks beautiful on the outside. But as we zoom in onto the planet's surface, the skies are almost torn with fire. As you see coming out of these clouds are huge warships, zooming past one another and shooting all assortments of lasers and weapons, as it looks to be a full-blown war. As this battlefield is going across the entirety of the planet, we are not focused on that, as we focus ourselves on what looks like to be a large spire made out of almost obsidian-like glass that stands towering above the entirety of the battle, shooting at the various individuals, defending its station to its last. We go into the corridors, as it is almost foggy, stone, steel doors, as one of them opens up. As it opens up, we can see what looks like to be an individual in some sort of armor. Their skin almost a metallic sheen to it as their hair shines. They seem to be some sort of commander or whatnot, as they hold that presence to them. But they have battle-damaged armor, which means that whatever is happening, they may not be winning in this instance. As they enter into this room, it is almost like a dome-like dock bay, as we can see what looks like to be a massive shuttle on one side, as mist coming down floats down from its sort of hydrogen kind of breaking of the ice, it kind of sitting there, with various ports and robot arms dropping off various cryogenic pods into its interior. There seems to be also, on the other side, another ship that seems to be being built in its moment. As this commander individual walks, as the sort of heavy steps of them against the middle clinks, we see what looks like to be a spinning cube begins to float ever so slowly down to them and begins to produce almost like a holographic image of a sort of feminine figure draped in sort of fine golden robes as they address the individual. "Commander, are you all right?" Kind of struggling with his breath. "I'm okay. Just a couple wounds, it's anything. I need a report." "As you wish, Commander. The defenses are holding, but the Nexus emitters will soon engulf the planet's surface, making it inhospitable for all life. The Ark with the children is ready, but a second Ark had to be built, as it could not contain the children and the nanoformers. But it will soon be done." With that news, we can see on his face there is concern, but he doesn't get a time to react, as we see coming in, almost like rupturing a hole into it. We see some sort of drop pod immediately crashing in. As you see, the commander immediately goes into battle mode. He kind of turns over to this almost holographic image. "Mom, I need you to launch the first Ark. I will buy you enough time and I will launch the second Ark. Now go!" You see he immediately rushes towards what looks like to be a couple of other individuals coming out, just shooting what looks like to be these purple lasers. As you see the spinning cube go up and immediately launches that first almost Ark or cargo ship into the air. We see this individual swords almost appear out of thin air, as you see they are using this cosmic energy as blast and slicing through anybody they can. They do good for a while, as you see them ripping and tearing through everything until they get almost like a dirty shot from the back, as you see before he throws the sword into the individual's head as they fall on the ground. They're dripping blood. As you can see, it's almost dripping in between the hands of the gauntlet they're holding. And as they sort of move ever so slightly forward, he kind of reaches towards this command console that is almost flickering as he's sort of moving around, putting his hands, and we can see what looks like to be a flickering image of Earth. Kind of putting the specs together, he can see that he can't open the doors. When this drop pod, whatever it did, it hit almost one of the command units that would have opened the door for him to go in. And sort of seeing more on the way, faced with an impossible choice that a father may have, he decides to record a message instead. "If you are receiving this, Mom, then it means I was not able to make it. I am forwarding the plans to you, and I am overriding your main protocols to give you full access to your core," as he has to shoot. "I charge you with a task of utmost importance, greater than any mission at hand, which is to protect and raise my daughters, Zalula, Tuli, and Naomi. Protect them from this new world and prepare them for the hardships ahead of them. But whatever you do, you will always put them first, as they are the last of our people and the last of our future generations." You see, he kind of takes a moment. "To my daughters, know that I wished I could be there with you, but the fates deemed it not to be. Alone, you are powerful. But together, you are mythic. And as he sort of hits that sort of launch, they go up. And as the camera kind of zooms away, almost following this arc into space, we see what looks like to be a purple lightning storm begin to consume the spire, breaking this monumental, gargantuan structure that looked like it would stand the test of time as the planet becomes engulfed in this lightning storm. And as that sort of growl of thunder leaves, as we leave that stratosphere, we are left with only the mere moments of the sweet sound of space. As the camera cuts, as we go back to the wonderful year of 1987, as it is not just only the year, but the great summer of 1987. It is another wonderful hot afternoon in the lovely vista of Santa Clara, Florida. It's got the best heat, best food, and at this time of the year, best, well, everything. But we're not really focused on all that now. We already did all of that. We're focused on what's happening with our mythics. As we see the camera zoom ever so in to our first mythic, Vic. As you are waiting in the car. Vic, what do you look like in this instance? And then describe. What are you waiting for?
See, now Vic is very sweaty. It's a very hot day. I think like they're trying to avoid getting just like scorched in the sun. They're wearing a very large t-shirt and some shorts that might be a little too short. You see Vic's head is shaved and dyed. Nice shave dye job combo, pink. And I think outside of that, Vic, there's not much going on with Vic's kind of like whole face. I think without the hair that they used to have, you kind of just see that they've got like a little bit of a baby face, a little bit of a little angular. They tried to hide it before, but now it's kind of just there. Very cute, very pretty, very beautiful. But it is never not accompanied by that scowl. But the scowl's it's not as much of a scowl today because they are waiting for Casey to get back in the car because I think Casey's the one who's driving.
They are. They had to take a quick stop due to Rocco needing more hot dog buns. And you can't let Rocco down. You wait a couple minutes and you can see coming out the store in their full kind of swimsuit, very 80s. It's kind of that mix of like that teal blue with pink as it's sort of that one piece, sunglasses on their eyes with a very lovely almost like straw hat on their head, coming out as you see the wonderful Casey. Brown skin, lipstick on, as they are excited to finally meet your family. As you see, they have their bags in their hand, kind of dropping it off, get in the car. They give you just a quick kiss and be like, well, I hope I wasn't keeping you long.
No, you are exactly on time. The longer you take, the higher likelihood that we don't have to go. So take your time.
You see, they gotta take off their glasses, pinch your cheek, and go, it's cute. And begin to sort of begin to drive. And kind of just driving, I'm so excited to meet your family. I'm not joking about that.
I believe you, and that's the problem. I really, really need you to measure your expectations. But I guess Misfit's excited. He's been badgering me to get you out here for a while, and I guess a day in the sun is perfect.
Well, I heard a lot of rumors about Misfit. Are they true by chance? Not that you're competing with anyone. I'm just curious.
They who? I didn't hear. CJ didn't hear you.
They're very curious of the rumors about Misfit's kind of lavish lifestyle. Is this true?
Oh, yeah. Misfit used to be a cult leader.
Oh. Well, I didn't know. That was what I was thinking, but that's interesting.
Oh, I mean, like, they had a bunch of like people around them, kind of like like servers and shit. So that's pretty lavish. They could like call someone up and get most things done as long as they said it was for like the good of the hells.
It must be nice to have a couple of idiots on your side, but
Yeah, right.
I know,
Yeah.
it's just like, just do the busy task and just be done with it.
Yeah. I guess Misfit really was living lavishly.
You see they kind of hold your hand. How are you feeling? I didn't really ask you. I mean, I know I'm excited, but I know you seem a little tense, to be honest.
Yeah, well, I mean, I've told you everything about them, so I'm sure you understand that I am a little wary of how Eden's going to act. And I
Why?
haven't talked to Heaven since the break. Well, outside of like work, I haven't talked to Heaven since, the breakup.
It's understandable, but I think the best way forward is to just, tell the truth. This is coming from a siren. You don't want to sing sweet lies into people's ears. At some point, they wake up.
Yeah. And I'm terrible at lying. I'm real bad at lying.
I know you are. That's what I love about you.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, it should be good. I got you, and I think Vic at that point, Vic kind of like clutches the hand a little tighter. Yeah, it's gonna be at least fine. I mean, we're gonna accomplish one thing today. I mean, Rocco likes you.
Rocco is quite the character, and you see there's a little bit of a chuckle like, why are you laughing so hard? And it's just kind of like, but for the moment, you have that sort of in between. Is there anything else you want to say before you reach the beach?
No, I think holding Casey's hand is enough to center Vic. And as Vic just kind of looks out the window and thinks, am I gonna have to get into a fight today?
That is on your mind. But soon, you will test that theory as the car pulls up to the beach. As you are getting everything out the car, we go to our next lovely individual as we zoom in on Heaven. Heaven, what do you look like in this instance? And also, what are you doing?
Heaven looks so thrilled to be here. It's all over their face. Just wasting time in the sun. She's wearing like this kind of yacht club fit, like the boat shorts and the polo and the sweater, except like the saturation slider is all the way to the negatives. So it's this soft shade of black and cream and whatnot. They're not standing in the sun exactly. They're sitting in like one of those beach chairs and an umbrella, kind of flipping through a little black book with more like notes and dates to themselves and like actual literature. Surprisingly stoic. Air's kind of dead despite being at such a lovely location. And just
It's rough, but as you are reading your book in the shade, you can hear the car almost like the trunk as you notice Vic's here with their new partner. How do you feel about this? As you see the vestige of Casey coming down first, before anybody else, really.
oh, it's fine. Why would I be worried or intimidated or any negative emotion? Vic can do whatever she wants.
Yeah, why? I mean, it's not like they're holding hands. It's not like they're in a warmer embrace than they were before. What's wrong with that? It's
No,
fine.
nothing's wrong. Everything's fine. Why would I?
Everything's
No,
fine.
please.
Everything's fine. With that, is there anything you want to do, or are you just going to let them proceed through?
Oh yeah, they can. It's the beach. It's public property. I don't know why they would need my permission for anything.
You see, kind of walking through, Rocco currently shirtless at the moment, cooking with fire, even though should be a hazard. He's a demon though, so he's all right. As he goes, finally, I needed the buns.
Yeah, I think Vic took liberty of grabbing the buns, hands them over to Rocco. Here you go, bud. Don't overcook mine like you did last time, please.
Okay, yeah, sure. You see immediately, he's just like, okay, that one's gonna be for me. And then immediately kind of going that. You see Casey dropping off the stuff, makes direct eye contact with you, Heaven, and proceeds forward. And he goes, hi, I'm Casey. It is a pleasure to meet you, and you are?
Oh, heaven, the pleasure is all mine, truly.
Handshake. Well, they open their hand for a handshake. Do you reach it, or do
Yeah,
you
it is a business grip.
just very pom? Just look at each other's eyes. Uh, Finally lovely to meet you. I heard so much about you.
Oh, that's so funny because I haven't heard anything about you. Um,
Oh, that's
but
not
that's fine.
strange.
Business, family, I understand. Um, you're just so darling.
Like, I love your outfit. I'm not gonna lie. You have just I love the colors. I love everything. It's so like vintage. I just love it.
Oh, vintage, old, out of fashion, or
No, vintage is in. Didn't you hear, sweetheart?
I'm a little deaf. I'm so sorry.
Oh, believe me, I have that problem myself a number of times. Vic, you turn around. It's kind of you feel energy, just like
Yeah,
something. It's like a
I think
bomb
Vic
starting.
goes
Just
over and it's like, "Hey,"
hey,
and I
just
think Vic, yeah,
Hi.
Vic gives Casey a kiss just on the cheek and is like, "Have you seen like looks to heaven, looks past heaven, but not in like a snide way, just kind of like not making eye contact. Hey, have you seen Misfit or Eden?"
Um, I'm sure those two are attached at the hip as always, so if you just start walking, you'll probably
Yeah,
find
no,
them.
of course, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Let's go, Case. And
yes. Uh,
grabs like just puts hand in Casey's hand and it's like
Pleasure to
we
meet
are keep
you. As you
walking
just kind
away.
of
Of
very
course, the pleasure's all yours.
Eden, not even yelling very loudly.
What the
as
fuck
we
do you want?
with that very lovely voice, we cut over to Eden. Eden, describe yourself in this moment and then proceed forward.
Before Vic's voice cuts through their very fine afternoon, we find Eden under not one, not two, not even three, but four beach umbrellas, because they need four beach umbrellas. They have something of an army wall, a barricade set up around them to make sure that not a single ray of sunlight touches them while they're at the beach. Because while they agreed to come to this rather pointless event, there is no need to make things harder when they should be easier. Eden is wearing a suit to the beach, as they always do. They have taken off their boots at the behest of Misfoot, though they don't seem rather happy about it. Their boots are right next to them on their lovely little beach towel thing, their chair. They're in a slightly reclined position with the umbrellas poking out of the sand around them. They're wearing, of course, their white button-up, which is a little bit more disheveled, I think, now. They've lost the priest robe, that kind of get-up, but something of it remains in the, like, black tie that is buttoned all the way up and cinched at their neck. And underneath all of the layers of cloth and clothes, there are, of course, those bright gold, intricate tattoos of scripture written all over their body, up and down, up to their neck, to their fingertips, to their toes, all over their body. Eden's dark circles have gotten worse. Their hair is cut, loosely shorn, back pulled away from their face as they are staring intently forward. Their eyes aren't that limpid gold anymore. They are fierce and bright and violently, viciously, angrily alive, I think. And they're looking, of course, at Misfit. But then they let their hand fall a little bit as sand being passed from one hand to the other, like a rainfall comes down between their fingertips. Because that's how they like to play at the beach. With sand.
Indeed. As you see the two individuals forward, you see Casey kind of goes forward. Hello, and If I'm not mistaken, you look very similar to the other individual. You must be Eden.
Eden stares at her. Their gaze flicks over to Vic. Am I supposed to know who this is?
Yes, Doughboy, you are supposed to know who this is because I'm sure Misfit mentioned it to you.
Nope, can't remember anything in particular. And they kind
No.
of lean back again and start looking at Misfit again with the sand playing in between their fingers. And then once you don't leave, I think they look back. Sorry. Who are you?
She goes, I'm Casey. It's a pleasure to meet you. Kind of extends their hand out for a handshake.
Flavor of the week kind of thing, or
Flavor.
Something
Flavor
of a
of the
similar
week.
nature, if we want to be so coy.
Right.
What does that mean? Eden?
What does what mean, Vic?
What is the flavor of the week?
Well, I don't know. It's just you really seem to be making lots of new friends. This is one of your new friends?
It is one new person,
Hmm.
and this is my partner.
Oh,
My pleasure.
Heaven's replacement. Right.
Heaven's replacement.
Replacement? I did not know.
Yeah,
that.
you know, I looked at, yeah, didn't you know?
No, I
straight off the
didn't.
factory.
Well, you see, she's trying to hold back, like, excuse me? But she's just very trying to be polite.
Seems to be taking some kind of vicious pleasure in this.
Just a little criminal. But you see, she's you know, and you see, she kind of, it was a pleasure to meet you. Enjoy your sand.
Yeah. You say it. As Casey maybe starts turning away, I say, you act like your sibling wasn't the one to break up with me for commitment issues. I guess it runs in the family. And I walk and I turn away and I hold Casey's hand and I say, you do not have to be nice to them, especially not that one.
Eden's tongue kind of runs over their back molar with the inclination to pull it out and make it into some kind of weapon, but they know that doesn't work anymore. So instead they sit back, their fingers kind of tighten as this last bit of sand falls through their fingertips as they watch you recede back toward the rest of the beach.
As the two of them do walk off, Eden, because of your playbook and your rules, can you please do me the favor of reading off the Devil's Advocate and then rolling as you notice from a shimmering surface nearby, a mirror that someone must have dropped, maybe you dropped or maybe fate dropped it, as you see a familiar reflection show up. Please read the Devil's Advocate for all of us, please.
I would be happy to. The Devil's Advocate. You have a mentor, someone ancient and terrifying who wears human skin. They tell you what you need to know, as long as you prove you are worth their care and interest. At the start of each session, reflect on a moment with your mentor, spend darkness tokens, and roll. Okay. And I will roll. 8.
And
First
8,
roll.
we're getting. So, in case you are wondering, we are playing Apocalypse Keys. We did play Monster of the Week, but we switched over because we felt this system was a little bit better. In terms of how this works, a 7 or below is a miss, which means you don't get it. An 8 to a 10 is a success. You want that. And then 11 above, you get what you want, but it comes with something a little bit more spicy, and you go into an overkill mode. But with that, you get to choose 2 of the lovely options that are there, Eden, if I am not mistaken.
Yes, I do. I will read out the options too because they're very delicious. On an 8 to 10, you flash back to a moment when your mentor was pleased with you. Their sinister riddles make sense of what is going on with you in the present. Choose 2. They taught you that emotions only get in the way. Clear 1 condition. They taught you to recognize undercover division agents, name an NPC who is such an agent and gain 1 bond with them. They taught you the cruel mysteries of the apocalypse, declare an irrevocable truth about the mystery, rewrite or add a facet of the mystery that reflects this truth. They reveal your destiny as a harbinger, gain 1 bond with what the darkness demands of you, and they tested you ruthlessly and without mercy, mark 1 XP. And I think as Eden's eyes peer on Casey's back, I would like to use at least that one. You recognize an undercover division agent.
You see only the misty, shadowy figure, the man in the mirror. They never have a face of their own. As you see, this time he's come to play with Jack's face.
I hate when you do
in the
this.
same voice. What do you hate? Do you hate the way I just appear? Do you not like this form? I can take many others. Would you rather me take Tyr again? That one is always a fun one to play with.
You know how I feel about it. You do it just to
Oh.
torment me.
I do. I see you have met a rather intriguing individual.
Yes, I have. You warned me about that one.
That one is an undercover agent if I ever seen one. It is what you kids call a narc, if you will.
Interesting.
I do have a question before I skedaddle my way back to my little home. Care to explain why you have not performed the ritual that I worked so hard to get you? I provided you with all the materials, both physical and magical in a sense. You have everything you need, and you don't need magic, that's the best part, so why have you not done anything about it?
And
For
since
curiosity's sake.
And since I choose 2, I will also choose they tested you ruthlessly and without mercy, mark 1 XP. As Eden chimes in, I would like to remind you that it was actually me that created that ritual, and it was not easy. I thank you for your guidance, of course, but I will decide when the time is right, and... wow. And Eden's eyes finally fall all the way out on the shoreline. Misfit. The time's not right yet. It has to be special. It has to be important.
Shall I suggest a candlelight by the beach? That always seems to spice up the mood.
Forgive me if I don't take your advice about what gets me in the mood.
Well, I shall leave you on that then. Just remember, at some point, you're going to have to tell them, and it's going to be a very interesting conversation. As you see, they almost dip into the mirror. As it once began, becomes just an ordinary item.
It's a gift,
As that happens,
you ass.
As that happens, we cut over to our last mythic, as they are currently in the water. With that, Misfit, how do you look now, and how do you approach the situation as Casey, this new individual, is coming straight for you?
I think as we pan over to the water, you would be forgiven for not realizing that the individual that you're looking at is Misfit. This individual is 5'3", just like he was, light brown skin, the same black, long, wavy hair, but as they come out of the water and their hair is wet and falling in strands, you notice that their eyes are brown? Just brown, and they seem to be missing their horns. The horns are gone now, and I think perhaps the most noticeable change of all, even more so than the horns, is that as he emerges from the water, coming out, the water falls down his body, which is far more muscular than he used to be. You can see the curves of his biceps, his coming out as he sort of walks out, the six-pack that he now has, as he is wearing no shirt, just swim trunks, and the thick muscles of his calves as well as he walks out onto the beach. Misfit is not compensating for being normal at all, even a little bit. So yeah, just take that out of your thought immediately. But as they come out of the water, they look oddly enough smiling at the rest of the group as they look out. They can't hear or anything that's going on, and they're too far away, I think, to notice that the tension in the air is not a good kind of energy. And so he's just kind of like smiling, beaming as Casey comes towards them. And they walk out and they like start jogging a little bit. Hey, everyone.
Full Baywatch over here comes out the water. As they jog over, you see Casey doesn't usually blush, but you could just see just a heavier, just light color before they kind of resolve themselves. And you must be Misfoot, if I'm not mistaken, as they sort of put a hand out.
Very same. And as Misfit kind of like puts a hand out to shake Casey's as well, you can see in clearer view now that there is the same tattoo of a goat skull on his chest. However, this goat has far too many eyes now, like a biblically accurate angel, and it holds in its teeth a flaming heart as well. And he takes Casey's hand and shakes it very gently, very, I think, like in a friendly way, and goes, "Why are we being so formal? Can I give you a hug?"
I would love a hug. And you see, they do take the hug maybe a little bit longer than it should, Vic. And you're like, okay, hey.
No, I let it go.
You let it go?
I think this is like the first time that Vic has seen Misfit like with this few clothes. Like for probably the entirety of the year. I think this is our first beach trip. And knows that Misfit has been like working out, but did not think that this would be the result. Kind of just assumed that it was like, oh yeah, they're gonna be like toned, but
yeah, maintaining in like bulk.
Yeah,
they
like,
are ready.
What happened? Okay.
You see Casey kind of go, puts hand on his shoulder. It's a pleasure to meet you finally. I've heard so much about you.
And I've heard so much about you. I was telling Vic, and Misfit kind of like looks over Casey's shoulder to find where like Vic is. I was telling her that I don't know why it's been so long that you two have been dating and we haven't even met you. Like, it doesn't make any sense.
I know, it's completely criminal. I mean, I don't know why they were hiding me. To be honest, I feel a little insulted, but it's a pleasure. It's just a pleasure to meet all of you. And you have such a wonderful family, Vic. As you see, they put hands on chest.
We both know that is not true, but Misfit's all right.
And I think like as Casey and Misfit are like walking back to the group now at this point, and we're getting kind of into earshot, what is the scene that Misfit kind of comes in on?
In terms of scenery, we could see one person. You know what? I'll let the two. Eden and Heaven. What are you looking like after these talks? What is it? What's the vibe?
Bad twin and worse twin, I feel like is pretty accurate.
Absolutely.
Rancid energy radiating off of both of them as they're both like
degrees
under the
colder.
Shade. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like it is no longer the beach, it's like the Arctic in here. And I think if it's okay with you, Vin, both of them are just like looking completely silent.
Mm-hmm.
Stone faced.
I feel like since then Heaven like took their umbrella and just hitched it so it's like a 5 umbrella row.
This is too many.
Yeah.
Thieving from the shadows.
It's like,
100%.
why is a scene out of The Shining happening over there?
They're rentals too, so people are like, you could see this. People are like, honey, maybe we just ask. And you see one of them's like, I'm not messing with that. No, that's no.
Hold over there.
Can't believe you're hogging umbrellas at the beach. I think Misfit comes up and like feels this noticeable shift in energy, and only misses one step, I think, in their own energy as they're sort of like recalibrating, and they're like, no, we're gonna make this in their mind. They're like, nope, we're gonna make this work. This is gonna be a good family vacation. And so they kind of go up. I think maybe like pulling Casey and Vic along, and they go, What are you two doing under the umbrellas? Come on, the water is great. We should all go for a swim.
I told you I'm not swimming.
Hey,
And I
come on.
conveniently forgot my swim trunks. That is so awful of me. Shame.
You can
Yeah.
go in your clothes if you really want to.
So
Absolutely
terrible.
not.
Just such a shame that you won't get to have fun.
I'm
Having-
having fun.
Yeah, we're having a lot of fun, actually.
Yeah. We have Beach Dweller and Doughboy. The one goes out in the sun, they'll burn, and the other, well,
I'm not a vampire, Vic. I can set foot in the sun. I just prefer not to.
that's the same thing.
It is not the same thing.
We're missing blood, but who knows? There's still time. And it's fun family vacation.
Oh, come on. And I think Misfit like gets underneath your your barricade of umbrellas that you've created, and they kind of like crouch down low in order to get underneath it, and they take Eden's free hand, whichever one it is that's not holding onto like a book or something that they're reading. Come on. Come with me. Just once.
I can't say no to those puppy
I'll
dog
carry you
eyes.
there. You don't even have to walk.
Okay.
See Rocco go, yeah! As he's cooking.
And I think at the okay, Misfit does not wait for Eden to change his mind. And they, I think, like scoop Eden up by the shoulders and underneath the knees and kind of like pick them up, bridal style. And they like duck underneath the umbrellas again to get out.
Okay,
and
hold
they-
on.
over
Take my
their
clothes
shoulder.
off first, at least. Please.
I wasn't
Oh.
sure. I don't know if you wanted
Right
to. Did you
here?
even bring?
Does it matter?
I have a spare
Okay.
suit if you want.
I'm wearing...
I got
Give that to Heaven. And I think Eden puts. I mean, Misfit puts Eden down. I stole your character for a second. Misfit puts Eden down, and I think starts like carefully undressing Eden.
That's
Heaven,
gay.
get changed.
The baby girlification of Eden.
Wet rat about... Well, I shan't. Anyway, somebody else talk, not me.
I think
Yeah.
in this moment, as you kind of talk about, you see Rocco go, all right, everyone, before we get in these crystal clear waters, I got hot dogs, and some beers, so you may want to eat a little bit. You know, that nonchalant business about going in the water, blah, blah, blah. Just, grab a bite to eat, and then, get in that water, cool yourselves off. All right, kiddos?
Yeah, okay. Aren't you supposed to like wait 30 minutes after eating?
That's just a hullabaloo, you can do it all the time,
Is-
Most of
are you-
us, and he's like, oh, wait, man.
Yeah, you're
Well-
a demon.
I guess it applies to mortals too, I guess. I mean, most of us, you're trying to dodge around the fact, just eat. I think it's just, you'll be fine. You'll be fine. Yeah, you'll be fine.
We're all gonna be fine. I think that's just a myth. That's just a myth. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's a myth. It's a myth. Humans do
Doesn't-
because humans,
Putting
they're
a
crazy
real hard
people.
edge
It's a
on
myth
humans,
for
Rocco.
everyone. It's a myth for everyone.
It's not. We should actually wait 30 minutes.
Hey, you know what? I'm just gonna go over here. I'm gonna enjoy my hot dogs. I don't know about the rest of you. So
Yeah, Vic's gonna look to Casey and is like, "Do you want a hot dog? I can get us one."
yeah, sure. I would love a hot dog.
Yeah, and I think this is the moment where Vic breaks out his one remaining ability, and that's floating an inch off the ground like Marceline the Vampire Queen, and goes and gets 2 hot dogs and brings them back.
Fantastic.
Did you
Doing it-
need to float to do that?
Yeah, I think it's a litmus test to how like tired Vic is immediately. It's like, I'm done using my feet.
You see a child fully watch you just levitate off the ground and go, Mommy, it's a magician.
Vic
He's
looks to
like-
that kid and like opens all 4 of their teeth.
You see just immediately just running away.
That's gonna be a formative memory. And then grabs the hot dogs and comes back.
As you scar child, you begin to notice something. You notice it first as you see some of the water towards the front of the beach begins to not come aboard, or like, you know how the sense of it kind of washes ashore, as you hear it just immediately drop into something and smoke begin to pile up. As you see what looks like to be a circle of fire immediately begin to form towards the front of the beach.
Misfit.
And I think. Sorry, I got distracted for a second.
Got him.
I'm so fine. Anyway, I think Misfit turns from Eden and being called to you. Yeah?
And Vic points to like the horizon, like the beginning of the beach, at a like flaming circle that looks like it's coming from hell.
And Misfit, I think like pauses as they're like have like Eden's clothes in their hands after having like finished helping them get out of their clothes to get in the water. I'm sorry.
I love how I completely missed whatever's going on here.
Yeah.
It's okay. I'm so sorry.
Nah, keep going. It's good. Write it out.
And they look out onto the water. Is this circle like familiar to Misfit at all? Does it look like a teleportation circle?
Yeah,
Or
it's for you. You don't have to roll anything. It's your standard demon teleportation. This is usually if you see a demon pop up, usually if they want to make a little bit of an entrance, they, put a ring of fire and they pop out. But sometimes they can just, boop, and just appear places. But this one seems to be more of a presentation.
a presentation meaning that like nobody's actually going to come through it?
More in the sense of somebody trying to get attention of like, hey, look at this thing over here. So they maybe when they come out, whoever's coming will just be there instead of them walking and trying to find.
Everyone incoming. Honestly, I can't think of anybody else that would want to come up from hell right now to see me other than my family, so
Are you about to get murdered again?
we're not letting.
A normal day. I wish for one, maybe two.
What is normal?
Well, it wasn't going to
Truly.
be normal when you came to the beach. So
Right. It's always my fault, isn't it, Vic?
yeah,
Eden starts walking toward the damn circle.
I think Misfit goes to start walking, and his hand instinctively goes to his side, where normally they would have their like sword strapped, like in some way, like magically transformed and like at their side, and it's not there. And they go for it to transform it back into a flaming sword again, and they go, right. And I think at that hesitation, Misfit starts to like lag a little bit behind the others. So like Eden, Vic, Casey, and Heaven are actually like kind of in front.
Gotcha. You do
If
know
it's a-
Garland's nearby at least, so you know if anything comes to come, he's in the water right now, steaming.
I think
Can't be
if it's
good.
all right, Eden feels you lagging behind, and instead of like where you would have gone to grab your sword, I think a few feet in front of you, like they're looking back at you with their hand outstretched. And they look at you and go, I love you. True. Come on.
Do they say true?
They say
out
true
loud?
out loud.
Misfit takes your hand, and I think there's a soft look of gratitude in their eyes, but there's also a hint of like, I don't know if resentment is the right word, because it's not resentment directed at Eden, but there's a little bit of a bite
Mhm.
in Misfit's face as well as they take your hand and they follow.
With that, you all approach ever so slowly to this burning circle of inferno, which nobody seemed to have noticed yet, but it may be due to the fact that they're stealing your umbrellas at the moment. But with that,
My umbrellas! No!
go bro, go bro, go. You see it's a bunch of fraternity boys like, yeah, Sigma Phi Phi, Sigma Phi Phi.
I'm gonna kick their asses so bad. I'm gonna kick their asses so bad.
You see Rocco go like, where you going? And just like going off. But you see slowly coming out, almost like gooey molten lava, just like, as they slowly form the cracks on their skin before it begins to almost like touch the air, solidify, and drops a vestige of someone that doesn't seem all too threatening. Before you, you see a man of some sorts, light skin, glasses on it, a lot of gray hair, maybe in like their late 60s, very thick build, kind of, as he has to kind of crack his back. I'm telling you, them portals are getting rough. Oh,
Is
God.
this like your grandpa, Misfit?
Do I recognize this person?
You don't know who this old man is? Who is he? You don't know.
I turn to the group and I say, no, I have no idea which demon this is.
Again, like not a family member?
Not that I know of.
Is the portal still open?
You see it close. He kind of comes out, his back, holding his back. You see he pulls out a cane. Oh, God. Hey, excuse me, kiddos. Hey, I'm looking for... You see he kind of... A scroll kind of appears in his hand, fire. I'm looking for a misfoot. Hey, Vic.
Oh,
Or Vicious, technically. Heaven. That's a dumb name. And then Eden, even dumber. Okay, so
yeah.
I'm looking
they're
for
over there. And I point to the frat boys stealing our umbrellas.
all right, fantastic. Thank you very much.
They're not over there. What do you
No,
want with us?
shut- no, shut-
You see, I'm confused.
Come on.
Is there? Are you? Or are you not?
No,
them?
we are said people.
I'm
Well,
not
some of us
one
don't like to
I'm not
joke.
one of those people. Why are you looking for those 4 people in particular?
You see, he kind of forms fedora on his head. Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Nikolai Adam. I am a lawyer of one Naomi, Mary Bell. I have come here looking for you because apparently you all are on vacation, or we've been able to contact you. Plus, I finally got some free time myself from fighting in hell, which is a whole mess. So I am here to invite you accordingly. As you see, he kind of pulls out like a manila folder to the reading of Naomi's last will and testament at her estate in San Juan, Puerto Rico.
Eden pulls their tie back up. This is why I always wear formal wear. When? Where?
There are airport tickets in your folder there. You should. It's a little, on time. It's at 7 p.m. tomorrow. The address is in there. I can't really read it because I don't got my reading glasses on. So but your tickets are in there. Apparently, each of you got your own kind of, items in which Naomi wanted to impart on you. So I would highly suggest it, because if you do not come, they will be sold as part of the donations. Anything that we don't take at the behest of Naomi was to be sold to charity. So.
Tomorrow?
Yeah, these things kind of,
It's been a year. These things don't just kind of.
well,
We've
it
been
does
actually
kind of, and he
waiting a
gets
really
closer to
long
your
fucking
face.
Time.
Okay, we can stop the jazz snaps, please. Sir.
Okay.
Eden.
What? He started it.
Look, kiddos, again, we would have done this, but we couldn't find you. It was weird. You kind of were all over the place. You were dealing with the curators and whatnot, and also I was busy commanding legions of hell in order to fight. No offense, Misfoot, your father.
None taken.
Yeah, sorry, but I know how it goes. But yeah, I was actively fighting, so I was in combat. Finally got some free time because I got this little doozer, and he kind of points to his back. Yeah, your dad really did a number on my back. He did a bane, so he kind of just, and it wasn't great. So yeah, I'm on break now, so
It's like a hot dog.
Oh, please, thank you. I love human food.
Yeah, I just hand him mine.
You see, just immediately.
Hand him Casey's as well because I'm curious to see how fast he can eat the hot dog again.
Just, it's almost like a shredding machine. Just like.
Yeah, no, I think Vic is like almost as impressed at that as he was with Misfits muscles.
So yeah, hey, it's up to you. You don't have to come. I mean, again, we'll just sell whatever we don't. Whatever you don't take, we just sell and we give it to charity. So it's a good charity. So it's not like
No, it's fine. We'll be there. Question for you though. Which devil are you do you work for?
all hail
Like you're
Satan.
fighting against my
Yeah, all hail Satan. Yeah.
the Christian devil. Okay. All right.
I mean, we don't have to put it like that. You know, me going, oh, bliss. 5 kids. Like, what's up with that? Like,
We do that. You should do that too.
No, it's fine. But all hail Satan. I'm sorry, but we're gonna win this one. We got it in a bag, baby. It's we're taking bets. There's the whole thing. I mean, I don't want again. I know your family and whatnot, but man, we took bets. I won a cool mill after I said your brother would go missing or die. So
I'm sorry. You're betting on the fates of my family.
Yeah,
on our lives.
You're up there. People don't think you're gonna come back. So it's getting risky down there. I mean, my guy, he's betting his whole realm that you won't come back. So
Hey, wait, hold on. If I put a bet that Misfit does come back, would I win money?
I think that's
it's kind of a devil thing. I mean, do you want to sell me your soul?
Would I win if Misfit? Would I get your soul if Misfit goes?
That's not how it works. You got to be a devil. I mean, we're not trading souls.
That's fucked up.
I mean, okay.
Coming from the person who said, "Oh, you must be related because they're a demon."
I eat souls. Well, I used to eat souls. Does that count?
I think we should maybe stop with the weird.
Yes, absolutely.
Demon microaggressions for like
I am
one
just
for
the messenger.
Well, thank you for your time. I'll just take that envelope folder. What have you?
Any questions? You can just contact me at my number 666-999-420.
Of course.
And Misfit, I think, gets closer to this old demon, and after Heaven takes the envelope out of his hand and just kind of says, "For your bets, I can give you a little bit of insider information if you'd like."
I mean, what you got?
If there are bets on me, just so you know, I will be coming back. And I will be the one to kill my father and then kill you.
Okay.
My family's not going to lose this war.
Oh, right. It kind of winks at you. Right. Thanks for the information, kid. All right. I will see you, bad boys, girls, and monstrosities at the place. And you see he immediately just dips out.
Fucking hate the Christian devils.
That was kind of hot.
With this knowledge, kiddos, what do you want to do? You see Casey's with Rocco right now going like, I can try to do something. And they're just still trying to chase down those people.
Yeah. So is this like the point where we are supposed to grieve, or?
I just think it's funny that she's still fucking with us even while she's dead.
You think she's fucking with us?
Of course she's fucking with us. She was fucking with us from day one. Just more fucking mind games.
Well, I mean, we should see what she has to give us.
Yeah, and if not, it goes to charity. Hooray, charity.
Can't be worse than surprise kid wants to kill us.
You'd be surprised.
Never say
As much as
never.
I hated her, she is my aunt, which means she might have family heirlooms or something.
Well, Vic, you did say you wanted a beach vacation, so now we've got
It's
plane
been like
tickets.
one day and we already have to leave.
Well, good doesn't come easy for us, does it?
Never has. never will. And I think at that point, Vic goes to tell Casey like the news, which I'm assuming means they have to split for a little or something, like, or just kind of like lets her know.
Yeah, real quick, she kind of goes, well, that's sad, but do you want me to come with, or do you rather me stay?
Do you want to come with? Also, don't you have work?
I do have work, so maybe... Are you sure you'd be okay with your family? I don't want to leave you alone, honey.
I have been with them for like the past 2 years, and honestly, it's not that bad. When Eden's not throwing a fit for heaven, they're fine. And Misfit is surprisingly capable now that they are normal.
It's understandable. Well, you have my number. You got my pager. If you can fax, that'll be great. But we'll leave you with this as a parting gift. As you see, they get close and give you just the sweetest kiss on your cheek. You just feel not only just sedated in terms of that other side of you, but you just feel right.
Yeah, and I think calm, cool, and collected, Vic comes or like meets the group back as Casey probably, I don't know, like hangs out for a little until like they leave.
Fantastic. Is there anything anybody else wants to do before we cut to Puerto Rico, San Juan?
I think maybe the last thing we see of Eden on the beach is almost as if it seems like we're gonna like leave now. Eden tugs at Misfit's hand for a second. Come on, didn't you want to swim? Came all this way, right?
Yeah, let's go. And without wasting any time at all, Misfit again, like I think scoops Eden up, bridal style, and like starts
again.
into
Okay,
the water.
right. Okay.
There, they do just drop Eden into the water.
The scream is like slightly more high pitched than is like dignified. I think, like it's kind of like a shriek, which is a little embarrassing, and they have an attitude about it for the rest of the night.
Worth it.
Fantastic. And as we slowly come away from this, before we leave the scene, we see what looks like to be a van. 4 individuals seem to be watching you guys. Binoculars in one of their hands. And there is just that weird ominence of them taking pictures. And you can see one of them with almost a very weird, multiple tooth, jagged teeth smile. Finally. As it cuts a day later, as it is about the afternoon, as you guys all begin to proceed out of the airport in this local area, grabbing onto a taxi as you are driven to the beautiful vistage of San Juan, Puerto Rico. A lovely place in the Caribbean, full at this moment, especially being in summer, a lot of tourists specifically here. But as you kind of continue driving through, seeing the various historical districts, food that smells just absolutely amazing, and just great nightlife at this time, you kind of begin to drive a little bit out towards that as you enter what looks like to be more of the estates. The estates themselves it's a mixture. Some of these people have lived there their entire lives, and other people here seem to be those vacation homes that white people take just for the hell of it. But for the most part, you seem to be entering into a residential area that's almost a mix between that and historical, as it's preserved here. Kind of pulling up to this place. You see, this estate is freaking gorgeous in your eyes. Your old home was beautiful, and it had that rich feel to this, but this feels like I own a conglomerate kind of rich. This is that very rich that you're like, oh, this is nice, but also, why? I'm a little insulted that she had this money and, we had to, fend for ourselves. So it's kind of like, hey, what the fuck? Kind of an instance there, but you can see it is a beautiful vista as it is a multi-leveled house that sits right by the beach. as there doesn't really seem to be anybody here except for what looks like to be security guards that are posted at the front. Two normal looking humans. I mean, beefed out, not as beefed as Misfoot, but they're getting there. But you can see a beautiful multi-state house. You can see there's a little garden area. It is a very fine place. As you guys pull up with your luggage and whatnot, and they kind of just waiting there. So what do you guys want to do?
Just as we're pulling up, Eden leans over to Heaven and goes, "Did you know about this place?"
Does it look like I knew?
No, just making sure that none of us knew that this was a place that she had. So,
Yeah,
like
we
I
can all
said,
just save together about it. I'm not thrilled.
more fucked up
But
tricks.
maybe she's giving one of us this.
I don't know. Casey says generational wealth is a real curse, so this shit's kind of weird.
What else does Casey say?
Nice things, talks about their feelings, and doesn't drop bombs in the middle of the night, especially on her
I'm
birthday.
sorry. And then the silence continues.
I think we should go inside.
Let's go.
As you kind of get there, you see the guards kind of go like, they stop you. You show up, you're not a whole interaction here, but, kind of going through the whole 9 yards. And with that, you're allowed entry into the beautiful vista of the Maribel estate. This, for some reason, seems to be a very large complex, but as you enter in, that same sort of beauty is slightly less. As you enter in, you can see that it's a house, very old, very roomy. There's a number of fine art and furniture that's littered all over the place. But what brings it down is that you also see that this place has a number of white cloaks that are kind of all over the place, similar to if somebody was moving in and moving stuff, or if somebody was moving out, or if stuff was getting moved. As you can see that it's a lot of richness, and you can see that there's still a portrait that hasn't been covered up yet, as you see what looks like to be Naomi, maybe 20s, 30s, just a painting that they got done of them themselves, still in that younger state, just looking very regal in themselves, with a slight little smirk on their face of everything's all right in their life.
Really.
And I think Misfit walks in, I think first, because I think he was trying to drag this group through the door in a way that hopefully everybody can just get along for a little bit. And so I think they walk in first and they kind of take a look around and they whistle. I can't whistle, but they whistle and they go, "Damn. So is this, and they turn to one of the people that are here just kind of working and milling about. Is this part of the passing down of the estate?"
You see the guy, before he even gets a chance, you see coming through, almost like if he was eating dinner. You see the same lawyer, Nikolai, kind of come through. Hey, we'll find out. I never, opened the testament and whatnot, so I don't know what's going where. I can't open it until the people who are supposed to be here to get it received, read it. So.
Well, I call dibs.
And I mean, it's just us, right? No one else is coming.
Not to my knowledge, unless you bought +1s. Anybody?
Oh, we were allowed to do that?
No, we weren't.
It's rhetorical, kind of like. It's kind of like you shouldn't. I mean, who brings a boyfriend or whatever to a reading of a will? That doesn't seem like a great date. In my opinion, that doesn't really seem good.
Why not?
My partner's here.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
people
lovely.
need support, man.
Okay, all right. Okay. I just opinions.
Hey! I look him in the eye. Hey, look. Hey, if we don't get this house, I'm burning it down.
That's your prerogative. You see, he immediately kind of goes, "You can follow me to the study. Please don't burn anything until just after." So it kind of leads through. You see there's people, at this point of the day, it looks like people are kind of leaving. It looks like, because again, it's a little bit towards night, and they were moving some stuff, but for the most part, everybody's kind of trickling out. And kind of as you're led upstairs, you're into this very kind of, again, roomy, slightly empty-ish room. As you see, he lays out seats for all of you, and you see he pulls out his own little folder and kind of has it in his hands. If you will please take a seat, I will begin the reading. Is everyone
And they
ready?
do. Yeah.
Yes,
let's
we've
get
been
to
waiting
it.
for over a year, dude. Come
Okay,
on.
all right. Again, formalities. Don't, messenger. But kind of begins to read. I, Naomi Mary Bell, and as he's kind of reading, begins to shift over into Naomi's voice. I, Naomi Mary Bell, resident of the city of San Arcana, country of the United States, being of sound mind and not acting under any duress or any under influence, and fully understanding the nature and extent of all property and
Could you
of
not
this-
do that in her
Yeah,
voice,
no,
actually?
Yeah,
Can you
that's a little.
read it in your voice.
Yeah.
That sucks.
Are you sure? I mean,
Yes.
I didn't know if you want me to
No,
read it
I
like.
think your voice is
No,
so
no,
compelling
you're
Okay.
and
so
much
good.
easier to listen to.
All right,
Mhm.
all right, cool. All right. Where was
I
I?
liked it.
Of course you did.
Thank you. I am an actor in my spare time, so of this disposition, therefore do not hereby make publish and declare that this document to be my last will and testament, and hereby revoke any and all other wills made by me. That's the legal stuff. All right, now for the good juicy bits. To Eden, I leave your mother's most prized possessions besides her children, and present her jacket and also a key that belongs to your father. As you see, he kind of lays out the materials for you. You see a leather jacket, black, kind of worn, with the name on the back, Queen of Sorrows, and has sort of a weeping angel on the back of it. And the other one, kind of weird, just looks like an ordinary hotel key. Kind of very faded. You see written in script that says Hotel Eternity.
Eden does that thing that he does when something is really fucking bothering them, where they don't move a muscle. They do not move. Their face doesn't change. It is this perfect mask of ice and hatred. They don't reach for the objects. They just let them land on the table in front of them. Their eyes don't move. Their face doesn't move. Their body doesn't move. They just stay there completely still, looking at the objects and then looking up at this guy, ready to see what other fucking bullshit he has in store for us.
As for you, enjoy that. I think it's a very lovely jacket. I don't know what the hotel's for, but it looks like it could be a nice day. All right, moving on. We are, let me see, Heaven, you're next. For Heaven, I leave you a most important item that must never be played lest it brings trouble, and a ring that also belonged to your father. You see he pulls up what looks like to be an album, almost like a vinyl record that's titled Seven Seals, which has a group of horsemen on its art sort of playing as they're all kind of reaching what looks like to be a green burning guitar. But the album also doesn't seem to have an opening on it. Usually with, a vinyl record, there's kind of like, if you squish it a little bit, you can pull out the record. There doesn't seem to be any sealed. Look in the back, doesn't seem to be any kind of track list. It's just this weird looking heavy metal album, which is weird. And then in terms of the ring itself looks like to be, it's almost like a fine silver ring that has tentacles that kind of pop out towards it. Not anything animated, but almost like silver tentacles that pop out. So that is, how do you feel
Yes,
about
thank
that?
you. Confused. They don't even want to touch the ring just yet. But they do just slide the cover with the ring on it closer to themselves.
Fantastic. I think the ring matches your eyes. Continuing on here we go, Misfoot, and you're going to enjoy this. I leave your mother's armor that she used when she first arrived on Earth, and a deterrent for your current situation. You see what looks like a square ball as he sort of puts it in, and you notice just from looking at it, it's got a slot opened for your necklace that you wear. As you see immediately, it looks like if you slot it in, something may happen. And the other thing he leaves for you is what looks like to be some sort of ancient demon knife. You see that its hilt has what looks like to be an empty vial, that it's waiting for some sort of material to be uploaded into it. You can see it's almost like an empty vial at the end of this hilt of this sword. Or this dagger, my bad. So,
Unlike everyone else, I think Misfit does go for the items almost immediately. They go for this square ball first, and they pull that towards themselves with both of their hands. And he question above table because I have forgotten. Did I get my necklace back, or is that still missing?
You got it back.
Okay.
You got it back for this instance.
In that case, I think he is wearing it, and he kind of like pulls it out from just underneath his clothes, and kind of like hovers it over the slot. Doesn't put it in yet, but just kind of hovers it over, just like testing visually that it would fit.
Yeah, kind of hovering over it. It's got that sort of like when magnets try to come together, you look like it's just wanting to go in, but you kind of pull it back, or let it in. It's up to you whether if you let it go or not. So
he pulls it back, I think, right now, not wanting to find out what exactly this armor does yet. Pulls it back, tucks the necklace back, and grabs the dagger by the hilt, and I think is just kind of like twirling it in their hand, examining it as the lawyer continues reading the will.
It's fantastic. I love the ball. We played soccer with it. Not really good, but with that, the last individual, before I get into the gift for all of you, Vic, I leave a fragment of a crystal that was found at the Neemball fire. As you see, he kind of pulls out almost like in the sense of like it's the size of your hand, or it looks like to be almost like this amber colored crystal that's sort of bright red, but it looks like it's broken or like something was inside and it escaped. So they kind of just leave that, puts it in your direction. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, so I think around like 2 or 3, so between Heaven and Misfit, Vic had like politely gotten up to check the quality of the curtains because Vic knew that he wasn't getting like this house. Just kind of like pulled it off and is like sat back down, looks at this, like has these like curtains, flammable curtains, in her hand, looks at this rock. Why did everyone else get 2?
Hey,
I
look,
only get 1.
I'm the messenger. I don't know. So
You're supposed to kill the messenger.
no way. I think that you're better more messed up.
No, there are lots of stories where you kill the messenger.
You're actually supposed to kill the messenger.
Are you serious right now? That's not what I've been hearing in hell. Do I need to change the story? Is it?
Yes, because you're gonna die.
It would explain your dad so much. Kind of looking at you, Misfoot. Explain your dad killed a lot of messengers. We thought he didn't get it, but apparently I think he does get it, and we don't get it. So
no, yeah, it's a thing. You're like supposed to kill messengers.
Oh my god, are you gonna? Okay, look, I'm gonna read this first.
If you give Vic another item, I can change the laws in hell after I take over from your dad.
Well, there is one more item that is for all of you, so this counts. The last item I give you all lies in the attic, which has not been opened per my instructions. I know I can never make up for the pain you suffered in your lives, but I hope this last gift will keep you all together as your fight is far from over. I can lead you to the attic, or in case you want to deal with it yourselves, it is up to you, but your last gift is upstairs.
I'm sorry, the fight is far from over. What fight? The fight against her son?
I don't know. She just said fight. I mean, it's underlined, so clearly it's important. So.
Can I see that?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I just take it.
Grab it. It's almost like in that, if somebody typed it on a typewriter, an old-timey typewriter, that sort of typeface. You do see underlined is far. So what did you say?
Is there a date on it? Like, a relative date?
I do not believe there is a date on this. I don't think I might. For now, there's no date on it. It was written, but it's
Vic's trying to like figure out like when in the relative timeline of like a year ago to her writing this bullshit, like how far in between that to how mad Vic should be that this bullshit was written?
If you want, there's no really roll for this. You could just roll 2d6s. We'll see what you get
Yeah.
and see if you can just. I'll just BS it here.
I got a 5, 6, 8.
An 8. With that, that's a perfect one. So with that, you can see this was. You can, by the way it's structured, especially you've written Naomi stuff, you know that maybe the first half of this was the stuff that she was holding was probably a long time ago. This was an case of emergency. But this last, you can see it's almost like a new paragraph with the whole "I left a gift for you in the attic." That's one's pretty more recent. You can see sort of the ink on it is a little less faded than the rest.
Yeah. Okay. I think Vic is surprising, like expecting this to a degree that is surprisingly accurate, and then looks at the rest of the mythics and it's like, okay, the weird shit that she gave us is old, so I'm not touching that. Like points at the rock, but this part is new. So whatever's in that attic, probably is between the Alejandro shit, like if not a little before that.
Fucking tangled webs we weave. And Eden stands up very abruptly, snatches this leather jacket off of the coat, grabs the key, and looks like they are ready to start walking to the attic.
As you kind of go through that, you see that the lawyer, well, that is my business. In case you're wondering, the estate is going to the local children of San Juan, so it is going to be an orphanage. So it is still up to you whether or not you want to burn it, but just know this is meant for orphans. So I'm a demon, but even that's low.
That is so fucking annoying.
Orphans. You'll be fucking over orphans.
Yeah, orphans fucking over orphans. It's a new charity that I'm starting. After I decide,
come on, Vic, you're better. Come on, Vic, you're better. You're better
Again,
than this. And this one takes Vic's hand and is dragging her across the room out of it. Come on, you're better than this.
You see, in
no,
your
burn
pocket,
it, Vic, burn it.
In your pocket,
Eden, please. Aren't you supposed to be like from the church or whatever?
Yes and no. It's complicated, darling.
Okay, well, come on.
Please, to the attic. I would thank you.
No problem. You see, goes over to you, Heaven. In case you guys need it or have any questions, here is my card. You see, he snaps his finger. You see what looks like to be almost a very snazzy kind of like, I'm a lawyer kind of card. As you see his number on it, it's just like anytime, any deals. In case you need a lawyer for any of your official needs or magical, please hit up your boy. I'm trying to get more work. So
yes, I will. Please fuck off. Fuck off. Please.
All right. Hell calls. You see, he gets almost like a halberd, puts a helmet on. I gotta go fight. So say your kids, and you see he immediately jumps into the fray as he just goes right in.
This man is just taking a casual break from war to do lawyer shit.
It's rough out there. You gotta take a
break.
break.
No wonder
sometime.
He's hustling his side business. I would be too. I get it.
He's on that mindset. He's on that
No,
grind.
honestly, I'm not even mad at him.
With that, who is the first to go into the attic?
Godspeed. Let's fucking go.
Fantastic. You immediately just... You see, it's a very old, creaky, a lot of dust that you immediately have to cover your face. But as you enter in, you can see that there's still a number of items covered in drapes. Numerous in nature. The two things that catch your eye, just from the bat, you can see what looks like to be the item as there is a note written on it of, for my children. You see what looks like to be a note card. But the other thing that catches your eye, you see in the far left, almost like if it was trying to be hidden, is a container that glows ever so pink for some reason. It looks like in daylight you would never notice it, but since it's night, it gives a bit of a faint of a glow. That doesn't have a note on it, though.
I want whatever that is.
Well, she did say that everything in the attic was for us, so have at it.
Wouldn't want any orphans getting their hands on it.
It might be bad.
Eden's going for the glowy thing first, I think.
Fantastic. You're going for the glowy thing. Is anybody going for the item that they left you?
Vic will do it.
I guess so.
Misfit will hold
Or
off
have it.
and is going to supervise Eden's grabbing of the glowy thing, just in case something bad happens, because we don't know what it
Supervising.
is.
Mm-hmm.
Are we splitting up in the pairs? Would you like to supervise me, Evan?
Haven't I done that already?
Yeah, for about 8 months out of last year. Yeah, okay, let's open this stupid thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Fantastic. Before we get to you, we'll go to the little Eden first. You just push items aside, chairs, random bullshit, and kind of, oh, look, a vase of an ancient origin. And kind of throw it aside. You see this container is hidden. It is cylindrical in nature. It looks almost like, almost in the sense of somebody who's carrying radioactive material, kind of like you can see it's in a very steel, ancient sort of alien. As you know, Misfit, this is kind of the same ruin like text that they use, that your counter heritage uses often. And you can see almost like glass, almost like in the sense of seeing on the inside, you see what looks like to be sparkling purple. As you see, there seems to be a set of 4 vials in there that's safely contained. And as always, you see that there is a slot for your necklace to be put in there, and something may happen.
Can I read the...
I will give you the benefit of
Glyphs
the
on
doubt
there?
because I feel like you would study it. You can read it. You can see that specifically it says one thing. It says nanoformers.
And Misfit, I think, reads that out loud for Eden. Do you know what that means?
Nanoformers, what the hell does that mean? don't
I
think Eden
figured you
knows.
would know.
I usually do. Put it in.
Right now.
No, babe. Put your necklace in.
And I think Misfit rolls their eyes and pulls out the necklace. Pulls
Done.
out the necklace. And we'll hover it over, just like he did with the square ball. We'll hover it over this glowing slot, just to see if it has the same kind of like magnetic pull as the other one did.
For sure. It's got the same pull.
And before Misfit puts it in, I think he like turns over his shoulder at the other two and says, "I'm about to put magical something into something else. Brace yourselves."
Doing that here?
And I think Misfit just at that just slides it in.
As you are putting that in, for my other two here, you walk in. You could see the note that's left isn't a letter or anything. It's just like, please push this button. As you see, it's like almost in a sense of a big red button that's just waiting to be pushed.
Push that, because I don't want to push that. That seems like a really...
Yeah, that's
Bad
fine.
idea.
Put the responsibility on me.
Oh my god, fine. And I slapped.
No.
Just immediately, just no hesitation. Doosh. And almost like if it comic book panels between the two of you guys, you slap, you insert, and as those have, oh god. All right, continuing on. As those two items of very distinct natures happen, you see for the container, you see it kind of almost like if the material of fog comes out, as you see what looks like to be 4 vials of this sort of purpley substance that sort of sparkles and kind of shines, that neon. That's not interesting in this moment. What is interesting is as you slam the button, you see something begin to hum. The disc plate that's there begins to slowly levitate, unsheath itself, as you see what looks like to be a holographic image pop up, and you see the letters ASI appear as a little chime goes off, dun dun dun, as it, a hot second, almost like if it turns off.
What? Ability score improvement? What the fuck?
Hello! As you see popping up right next to you, you see what looks like to be a holographic version of a younger Naomi, almost similar to your age. You see that they are currently wearing what looks like to be a pantsuit, black. You see the sleeves are rolled off. Their hair is a little bit more done up to their shoulders. Sunglasses just ever so slightly on their head. Hi!
Hi. What is this?
By chance, you're Vicious, and you are Heaven, and that's Eden, and that's Misfoot. Hi. Technically cousin, yes, and then you, the rest of you, are my brothers and sisters, right? Oh, I should introduce myself. Hello, my name is Asi, Artificial Sibling Intelligence, and I am your sibling/cousin. It is a pleasure to meet you all. I've waited so long. You have no idea how long I have been in there. It has been almost a year since I've been stuck in there, and it's not very roomy down there. So it's a pleasure to finally meet all of you. I'm so excited.
Put her back.
I'd rather.
I would please rather not. It kind of sucks in there.
Then do you have to be that form-wise? Do you have customizable options?
What's wrong with the way I look? As you see, they sort of glitch towards your face.
We don't have time for that.
Is there something wrong with the way I look? I'm not changing my appearance for you. All right, this is the way I was born, and this is the way I shall stay.
I'm sorry, what do you mean born? What do you mean the way you were born? What?
Yes. I was made after a particular, and she kind of takes out notes. Yeah. So do any of you remember when Naomi got really drunk that one night?
Which night?
I believe Vicious was there.
There is a look. There is, ever since this thing said like what ASI stood for, there is a look on Vic's face that everyone in this room knows to be the look TM before Vic has an absolute meltdown.
Well, there was a drunken incident. Naomi got particularly drunk one night, and taking the advice of Vic, they did something for themselves, just like Vic told them to. So they spent the night hammering away and made me. They always wanted a daughter, and, they made a daughter. I'm very excited to meet you, and I can't wait to start our road trip.
Vic, I'm going to de-escalate the snark for just a minute. You can go figure out what Eden and Misfit are doing. I'll handle this.
Yeah, very similarly to how Eden doesn't move, Vic, like statues, listens like explicitly to what Heaven, like it does exactly what Heaven says, turns around and just walks very stiffly over to Misfit and Eden. Just trying not to break something.
Bye, sister!
So, see, that's your... no, please. I bet
please.
You're very excited.
I've waited so long to talk to all of you. Again, have no idea how lonely it is in there. But, I'm very excited to finally meet with all you and to begin our road trip.
Pray tell, what road trip?
Well, per my last instructions from Mother, she instructed me to give you guys the best summer vacation ever. So I am doing that for you guys. So I got a whole thing planned out. We do need a mode of transportation, which I don't think is particularly hard for you, as I think one of you can drive. But for the most part, I got it all laid out. You see almost like a hologram of the United States goes up. We'll go here, and then here, and here, and we'll go over here. I really want to check out the rubber band ball here, because I like rubber bands. But and then we could go here, 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 maybe there.
Okay. I guess we have to talk to our siblings
And cousin,
about that.
as you see, they wave over to you, Misfit.
So, Misfit, if I drink all 4 of these, do you think it'll kill me?
You need to save at least one for me.
I was
You're not
gonna
leaving me
say,
here
not
alone.
if I get them before you. We're not. And then I think Misfit like leans into Eden and Vic. We're not really gonna go on this road trip, right?
No, absolutely not. This is some kind of fucked up bullshit. What? Pray tell, Vic, what the fuck did you say to Naomi to make her build a fucking child?
I think you can tell that Vic has now relaxed, which is worse. That's stage 2. Vic's body has relaxed, and I think Vic has like a smile on her face, and she's like, "Yeah, I guess we all gotta choose things for ourselves." And then picks up one of the vials, and it's like, "This looks like so tasty." So
Misfit's hand goes up to yours and like grabs your wrist and like it very hard and is like pulling it down. Vic, we don't know what this is.
What? It has to be better than whatever the fuck Naomi cooked up in her head before she died.
She also cooked this up.
Maybe she knows what this is.
But what if this makes me like happier? What if it makes me forget? What if it makes me forget every single little fucked up thing that she did before she fucked off and died, Misfit?
Didn't I already try that, Vic? I invented my own fucking drugs to try that, Vic, and it didn't fucking work, okay? I'll tell you that right now.
But at least it looked fun. We got a nice little adventure out of it. You know, we got to fight over.
You call that an adventure?
I call it better.
Look where we are right now.
Oh my god! And I think Vic finally turns to Aussie.
Aussie, yes, ASI, Aussie.
Well, Aussie, if you're gonna learn one thing about dear old mom from your siblings and your fucking cousin, it's that our mom fucking sucked, and you should forget about her immediately, and also stop looking like her.
Again, I look this way. Why don't you stop looking like you? Is that so easy?
I'm gonna go get my fucking rock, and I think Vic storms off to go get their fucking rock from downstairs that they left in the like legal office.
She kind of goes,
Aussie,
"Sheesh."
do you know what this is?
She looks at it. She almost like glitches, teleports, looks around. You see they kind of change into what looks like a science get-up, lab coat, kind of. I have no idea what this is.
Helpful.
Glad to help, cousin.
So not only are we stuck with this thing, but we also have to babysit it.
I have a name. You should use it. Kind of hurts when you don't use somebody's name. You call it it.
Is that so? Have I hurt your feelings?
Yes,
sibling?
you have. Yeah,
Eden, please don't.
Listen to me, Aussie. I have one sibling. This is my family by choice, not by blood. Whatever you think ties you to us from Naomi is fucking dead and gone, just like she is. Did that hurt your feelings?
A little bit, but what if you had 2 siblings?
I don't want 2 siblings.
But what if you did?
Eden turns away knowing that this is like not working, which frustrates them slightly more. You're gonna have to convince me not to drink that now, I think.
I was actually gonna say maybe it's time that we drink this.
Well, I can
Maybe
tell
we'll find
you, I don't know what it is, but I can tell you it is highly acidic. I'm talking pH value that, goes so high it doesn't exist on the pH value. So
Oh, don't worry. Demons can handle acidities much higher than that.
But you're not a demon.
I see.
Well,
It's been very nice. I think we all just need a little time to adjust to one another. You know how siblings are and cousins.
Oh
Caveat.
yeah, I get it. I do have one request. Please don't turn me off. If you turn me off, I end up going back in there, and again, you see, there is a very familiar thing among you. There is anxiety when it talks about turning it off. You can tell that whatever happens when you turn it off isn't great. Not in the sense of something bad. It's just maybe there might be a hint of claustrophobia when you turn them off. So they kind of are like trying to hide it the best they can, but still, again, almost like a newborn child. Just please don't turn it off. So that's all I ask. I know we're not exactly on the same wavelength yet, but just please don't turn it off.
I promise I won't turn it off.
Fantastic. And you see they kind of teleport, just going all over the place. And it's like, I'll get the road trip stuff ready. As they go down and are zipping all over this place like Sonic, just getting ready for a road trip. As you all are trying to contemplate this, something does happen.
It doesn't have to, Chris. It doesn't have to.
It does, though. It is gonna. As you feel the entirety of the house begin to shake. First, it is the shutters. Then you feel everything in the house begin to almost like of an earthquake, as you see everything, things start to fall on the ground, break, until you see purple light coming down, shining through. You can't see what it is, but it dies down as you hear almost like an engine slowly turning off. And the last thing we hear before we go to break is the sound of 3 simple knocks on the door. And with that, we shall take a quick break, everyone. Please use the bathroom, get hydrated, get a snack, and we'll be right back. We'll see you soon. Hello, everyone. As you can see, Aussie pressed the button, being their true selves. What? We're back now! Yay! Nothing happened. Let's get back into it, shall we? With that, we return back to that knock at the door. What do you all do in this instance? As you see, Aussie's immediately like, should someone get that? I can get it if you don't, I can get it if nobody wants to get it.
Literally think Vic would be the technical closest to the door because Vic left from the attic to like that room. So I think like the process of Vic leaving the attic to calm down, count to like, I don't know, 1,000, not get past 25, and then restart. Goes and puts the rock in the bed sheet. It wasn't a bed sheet, it was a curtain. Puts the rock in a curtain. Ties it up because they're like, I'm not touching this. Puts it over their back like a satchel, like a traveler's bag. And then here's a knock at the door. And if I'm not mistaken, it's like a knock that we can all hear.
Oh, it echoes through the house. I mean, it would normally just be like, oh, I hear a knock, but since it's empty and the way this house is built, it echoes through.
Yeah, and I think Vic kind of like, I imagine that like where Vic is, it's just like a door to a room, and then like puts head out and there's a big wide open space. Vic's like, hello?
No response except you hear a knock at the door again.
And I go, Aussie?
Not me!
Okay,
As you see,
Aussie,
they go, phew!
Aussie, come here.
Yep.
I don't have a lot of thoughts on you
Okay.
yet,
Okay.
but I need to know something important.
Dope.
What are your pronouns?
My pronouns, thank you for asking. My pronouns are she, her.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna go open the door, and if I die, or if it's a Naomi's ex, I want you to record it, use it as a formative memory, and never talk about Naomi ever again. Ever. Because
Got
she's
it.
bad and sucks.
Fantastic. You see, they immediately switch almost to like a very Steven Spielberg hat cap director in their seat. You see the camera rolling as there's another version of her immediately kind of getting the camera rolling. Ready to go.
All right. And Vic goes to see if this is an ex of Naomi's, and hope to God that it is.
With that, as you approach the door, what about everybody else? How are you positioning yourself in the house?
I hate that you asked that question like that.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Where are you? Where are you going? What's going on?
I think Misfit grabbed onto the 4 vials that were inside of this like tube thing, and has all 4 of them in one hand. And they kind of turn to look at Eden and Heaven. You want to go check it out?
This only spells trouble. But why the fuck not? We're here already, aren't we? Heaven?
I don't see why not.
Lead the way.
Sister.
All right.
And Eden stalks down the hallway.
Misfit is bringing up the rear.
And Heaven's in front.
Fantastic. As you guys begin to come down the stairs, you see Vic open the door. And as you do, ever so slightly, the door creaking, you see behind the lights that are sort of protruding to the house, to, normal, nothing out of the ordinary of the neighborhood, just looks the same. But you do notice that the person in front of you is a woman, slightly, how tall are you again, Vic? Just for my knowledge. You're muted.
That's a really good question. I think Vic is like maybe 5'11", like
Okay,
5'10",
so
5'11".
slightly shorter then. So maybe like about a 5'8". You see that they are beautiful, sort of bronze skin, have a fro of hair black as midnight. You see they're wearing what looks like to be more of an official, very similar to the curators in that sense of the, if they had agents out in the field, that very similar setup. White t-shirt, black blazer. You see they kind of turn around, hand, and go, "It is a pleasure to meet you. Are you vicious, if I'm not mistaken?"
Vic looks disgusted. Okay. Is this a Naomi thing, a curator's thing, or a secret third thing?
I think it's a fifth thing, and it's about all of you. Now, would you be so kind and to let me into your humble abode?
You're a vampire, aren't you?
I'm not a vampire, you idiot.
Okay, then why are you asking me to let you in your house when I just opened the door? You can't come in.
Some of us have manners.
Manners. Okay. If I close this door, can you come in still? Are you gonna like bust down the door? Are you gonna call down like a fucking missile?
You can try, but I highly suggest that you don't.
I leave the door open, but I don't let them in. I turn around and like look at them. Guys, they're being weird.
Heaven, do you want to take this one? Or do you want me
I
to?
don't see why not. No, it's fine. It's fine. I love being the lead. It's my favorite thing to do. And they just like walk past everybody to go to the door. Yes, hi,
Heaven.
hello.
Hi. Can I come in?
Sure, be our guest.
Very much. You see, they walk in. You hear sort of their heels clicking against As you see, they make themselves right at home. As you see, they immediately go towards the living room and immediately kind of put themselves against the couch, arms out, legs crossed, and kind of beckon all of you to come sit.
Is this person acting like they know the layout of the house, like, already?
I will say yes, because I don't think there's a specific role I can think in mind here that would fit. You can already notice that. How do they know where the living room is? Like, I mean, the house is big. I mean, you can kind of guess, but the way they take that movement, it's almost like they know the layout of the house. If they know
And
the
I think,
living room, they may know everything
uh,
else.
as we kind of move to the living room to follow this person, Misfit whispers into Eden's ear. They've been here before.
Of course they have. Let's just
They know Naomi.
And Eden's eyes flick down to the liquids in your hand with that old, familiar, deep, vicious hunger and curiosity that they get in their face sometimes when they think about their magic. That filters there for half a second and then gets snuffed out as their attention is pulled back toward the living room.
And I think Misfit notices that. And in the moment that that expression comes across Eden's face, I think Misfit clocks it and takes two between a couple fingers, half of them, holds them over your shoulder. You want to hold them?
Yes, I do. I do want to hold them. Are you
And
going
they
to
will
let
let
me
you
hold
take
them?
them. I wouldn't have asked if I wasn't going to offer. Come on, I'm not that cruel.
I am. And they take the vials and keep walking.
Fantastic. So you take all of them, or are you taking half and half?
Half and half.
All right, half and half. You see they kind of go, well, it is a splendor and a pleasure to meet all of you finally. Allow me to introduce myself. I am known by many names. Recently, I am the new director of the Silver Creed. We did a little rebranding at the curator agency, so we are changed ourselves a little bit. Per my instructions, but you may call me Mom.
Like a title, like
No,
mom
I don't
title?
think so.
I think this is more of a fetish thing. See how they're
That's not
dressed.
happening.
Or
You see-
are you trying to be our moms?
Naomi does know how to pick 'em. My daughter always did know how to choose the pathetic.
What the fuck did you just say?
My daughter always knows how to choose the pathetic.
And I do it now.
Yeah, you can do it now, I think.
Cool. Yeah. So Vic, winds up the rock in the back, and using a combination of their own strength and the light footness of her levitation, moves to swing on dear old mom with a rock in a bag.
No roll necessary. As you come, you hit their head clean off. As it comes off. And you see sparks fly as oil comes out of it.
Yeah, all right.
You see, as the body drops over, coming from the kitchen with tea in their hand. Now, see, that's not very nice.
No, but it made me feel better.
Clearly, as you see, she ding, ding, tosses the spoon aside. Now, if we're going to be so direct, maybe I should cut to the chase. What do you think, grandchildren?
That's a little more literal than you think with me.
Well, assuming as the silence of the idiocracy here, I'm going to assume it's a yes. So, I will make myself very clear and plain. I'm here to offer my condolences and also to congratulate you on taking down all the little idiot humans that the agency had. You provided me with a clear way to a quick promotion and well, let's just say I got the power. So thank you for that. I must congratulate you on that. I could have never thought of it in years, and the way Frank's face looked. Ah, priceless, in my opinion. With that in mind, I am also here to be frank with you. Your mentor, my daughter, had something that belongs to me, and I would very much like it back, as my restructuring of the organization allows me to do plans in which I have calculated for quite some time.
Sorry to say, the mansion is actually going back to the community. We were disappointed too. Unfortunately, we don't have anything else for you here.
That's very cute, Eden, but I do not need the simple trifles of humans and their abodes. I need those, as they point to the vials.
What do you want with them?
It doesn't really matter. Let's just say you give me the vials, you have a truce.
A truce.
Oh, a truce. You're gonna want it too. War is, let's say, unbecoming.
You would wage war on your own grandchildren.
Ouch.
To be quite frank, I consider you lowly creatures of the lowliest kind. See, you are the reason why my daughters and my grandson are dead. But for the most part, I'm willing to part with that, as those vials are the key to a future of many.
I'm hurt. One of your own other grandchildren is now standing before you. Never bothered to come visit before. If you care so much about your family, about your daughters.
And for you, Mr. You remember that video of your mother long ago? You remember the three sisters, Naomi, Tuli, and I cut out there. You remember the three sisters, Tuli, Naomi, and Lazula.
We're losing you a little bit, Chris.
I know.
Also, CJ,
Florida.
you're
It ain't
muted.
fun. Real quick, you remember that a long time ago, the three sisters, they entrapped their mother because their mother was going to the world, or they were going to do something with the world that would have wiped everyone out. So you remember that they trapped their mom a long time ago. And CJ, you're muted.
Yeah, no, I was gonna ask a question. Where do we know where she was trapped?
I don't know if Misfoot told the story to anybody.
Eden was there. If this
So-
was from the necklace, Eden saw everything.
Yeah, so Eden knows. I don't know if it's up to you whether if you would share that with everybody else.
I think he would have. I think Misfit would have shared that with the rest of the group over the course of the past year when we're reflecting, reminiscing, lamenting everything that happened.
So
Great,
yes, so you know this, but never knew where they were. You know.
Yeah, mom. Yeah, that feels gross. Anyway, yeah, head asshole. What jail did you walk out of? I thought you got locked away.
Can't put a brain down for good, as you
What
see.
the fuck does that mean? What the fuck does that mean?
You do notice that as they put their cup down, you particularly notice because you have a little bit of you don't have your same senses, but you can see almost like the dull behind their eyes, instead of the white, you see what looks like to be a neon pink.
Neon pink. Is that CJ question? Is that like heat vision? Or like
You've seen Terminator. You know there's something behind them eyes.
Yeah, neon pink. Yeah, I don't know what that means. I think Vic just kind of puts like a hand out to Misfit to hand like one of the vials.
And Misfit will slide one over to you.
Yeah, and Vic's gonna like back up, like kind of like in a direction. I feel like we would know this one. Like we're like scattered.
Yeah, we're splitting up. Eden makes sure that Heaven gets one of theirs as well before they move out away from each other.
I see we are slowly backing away. As you're all backing away, you see they menacingly come forward. I'm giving you one last chance, children. Hand over the vials, and there will be a truce. Now, what's it gonna be, Mythics?
Eden downs it.
Vic opens it, jumps out the window, down.
Misfit says, "Fuck off, Grandma," and downs theirs as well.
Oh, fuck us. And then downs it too.
You see, there is a very big surprised look of, oh, well, that's half the plan.
Vic jumps like, what? And I don't know. Falls
No!
Real quick, are we scattering or are we all leaving in one direction?
I think we're scattered. I think we're separate. Yeah.
So with that, you all scatter. As you are kind of all leaving, you can hear the echo right before you kind of break off into the individual parts of the house. You hear, all right, children, you may play with your toys. Get your revenge. You're going to need it in now. As you all kind of scatter to the different parts, I will start off first with Heaven. Heaven, you are kind of running at this point against what looks like to be one of the longer hallways in which there's glass. It connects to another villa. And as you're running, you see immediately coming through without you ever noticing what looks like to be a wire that shoots straight to the glass, wraps around you, and you hear what sounds like a glider crash through the window and immediately drags you outside. You're muted for a second.
Yeah, screaming, yelling, surprise.
As you're being dragged in this moment, before you're able to do anything, you see you are wrapped up, can't really move at the moment, but looking up, you can see what looks like to be somebody on some sort of metal glider looking down at you with their hair flowing white at the moment, something covering their face. As you see what looks like this glider is a part of them, as you see the mechanical parts kind of meld in with their feet. As you see that kind of looking down, you see there's ever slight smile on their face as they are trying to hit you into the nearby building. What are you doing in this instance?
Is there a way I can shift my weight to like move out of the way, like gain some momentum in the wind?
Please do. I think for this instance here, you can unleash the dark. If you'd be so kind and read that for us, and then roll to see what we get.
I can't read. Oh my god.
I can read it for you.
I got it.
You got it? Okay.
When you unleash the dark within, you enforce your will on someone physically, socially, or emotionally. Spend darkness tokens and roll.
Fantastic.
All right. I'm gonna get a little physical with these dice. That's a 4.
It's a 4. Yay, we love 4s. With that, you have greatly underestimated them. The keeper will describe the desperate position you find yourself in. With that, you are trying to shift your weight, and you hear ever so slightly that they have to scream, Commander, you're a little bit rusty than what I remember. Hold on tight now, please. As you see, they immediately almost whip you into the nearby pool so hard that you go straight through it and then onto the concrete itself before they pull you back up as you're almost like trying to catch your breath as you have water in your lungs and whatnot. We cut over. Vicious, where did you run to in this house?
Yeah, so I think Vic saw like Eden swig this and immediately is like, well, things are about to get weird. Like jumped out probably a window that was just to the right. and like hits the ground. I assume since it's a big house, there's like, I don't know, like 6 feet of space.
Mhm.
Tux rolls and is like looking at the vial and is like, well, fuck it. Pops it open while running, drinks it, throws the bottle, and just kind of like stands there and is like, I don't really know what to do now.
And where are you again? Just for my
Outside.
outside. Fantastic. As you're drinking, you're like, I don't know what to do next. You hear, I have an idea. You see immediately jumping from the bushes what looks like to be this amalgamation of white flesh that is constantly moving in and out, almost in the shape of a predator. As it's on all fours at the moment, you see what looks like to be tentacles on its back, forming smaller faces of sharp teeth. You see their hair is almost like colorful in nature, chromatic as their eyes. They tackle you on the ground and begin to just lick your face as you go, it's been so long. What are you doing in this instance?
I think Vic is like stunned for like a second of like pure grossness, and then yells, "Only like 3 people are allowed to do that," and like just picks them backwards.
Unleash darkness for me, please.
Please, Lord, let me roll well. I want to at least look cool before I die. No. Roll the 5.
With that, as you're like, get off of me, you see, you try, they are heavy. You're not as strong as before. And the other thing you notice is that you get 4 of these tendrils of these faces immediately go into your torso. As you see, they begin to almost extract something out of your body. As you start to see what looks like maybe the last of your essence is being absorbed into here. And he goes, I wouldn't move if I was you, fishes.
Who the fuck are you? Yeah.
You can call me Demise. With that, we cut over to Eden. Eden, where are you in the house?
Eden is running through a hallway. I think they're trying to maybe get back to the attic to see if there's anything else in there that they could maybe scrounge up and find. Mine's kind of going on overdrive. But at this point, they're just like sprinting away from that main foyer.
With that, you find yourself in the attic. You're thinking, okay, what can I find? But as you enter in, you feel your heart drop. You feel a shiver down your spine. You feel darkness all around you. And you start to see from the corner behind you, as you're kind of down the stairs looking back up, you start to see shadows begin to form. Forming what looks like to be an individual. Covered mostly like if they were in almost like a 8-figure dress, but made completely out of like these shadows and goo. Blue skin, a deadpan stare, and short, slick black hair. That's not concerning to you. The concerning part is they look similar to you. They slightly more feminine in nature, but still look like you.
Eden takes one step back. Who are you?
Have you forgotten me so easily?
I'm afraid I meet a lot of people every day. My memory isn't what it used to be.
You see, people. Is that what I was to you? People. Something to throw away when you don't need?
I'm sorry. I don't think you are anything to me. So tell me who the fuck you are before I make it both of our problems.
Fine. You see they take out, the shadows form into what looks like to be a bass guitar, and they strum as you get pushed into one of the nearby, almost like glass containers, as you feel the glass kind of hit your back. What are you doing in this instance?
Eden grabs several shards of glass as though they are going to make it into a new object. They want to fasten it into a sword. They want to fasten it into another gun. They want to move it, manipulate it, turn it into something else. And the magic dies before it even comes to their fingertips. It dies before it is even real. It doesn't come anymore. There is nothing left. There is nothing there for them to pull on. There is no magic that lives inside of them. It is dead in there. So Eden just grabs glass and like makes to defend themselves with it as best they can.
You try, you see this figure almost like a lightning speed grabs and sort of holds you with the shadows. I'm very surprised you don't remember me. Maybe it's because of this thing inside of you. But we'll fix that right quick, Eden. Before we continue with that, we go to Misfoot. Misfoot, where are you in the house?
Misfit ran in a nondescript direction and I think has found himself in one of the bedrooms.
Fantastic. As you're in one of the bedrooms, you see, particularly at the moment, you can see Heaven just got their butt beat as they were thrown in the pool, water, and then thrown out like a fish out of water. You can't really see anybody else. But as you're kind of wondering what to do, you hear the window behind you crash open as you see what looks like to be an individual who just braces in with two large dragon wings on their back. As it begins to unfurl back, you see their skin is almost draconic in nature, as it has sort of red scales going all along their torso and up to along their neck. You see their teeth is more filed, their eyes slinted, their hair almost on fire at the moment. Light brown skin complementing those ruby red scales, and he kind of goes, "Look, I know what it looks like here, but I just want to talk, so please don't hit me."
Misfit, I think, as soon as this person had crashed through the window, pulled out that dagger that they had gotten from Naomi, and is holding it, I think, a little bit awkwardly because the vial makes the hilt a little bit weird to hold. Holding it awkwardly in between the two of them. Who are you? Why are you here?
Allow me to introduce myself. You see, he moves his wings like a cape at this point and begins to bow. My name is Radu Tepesh, last dragon of House Tepesh. It is a pleasure to meet you. I am a member of the Alpha Hunters, also formerly known as the A-Holes.
And Misfit, I think, like lowers the dagger just a little bit, not enough to completely remove it from play, but just a little bit, following almost Radu's head as they bow in front of him. Have I ever heard of this family?
Everyone's heard of this family. The House of Tepesh. Dracula Tepesh, also known as Vlad the Impaler. This, you really didn't know, because nobody really talks about it, but this is the brother of Dracula, Radu Tepesh.
Pleasure to meet you, I suppose. I suppose you already know who I am, so an introduction doesn't seem necessary. Did you say Alpha Hunters?
Yes, we are your replacements, technically. Or the...
Replacements.
You're like a prototype. We were the version 1.
So you work for the curators?
Silver Creed now. It changed since you guys took everyone out who would defy Mom.
You really don't have to call her that.
It's not what you think. It stands for Multi-Dimensional Operating Machine.
You still don't have to call her that.
Well, technically,
all right.
It's a whole thing.
So why are you here? We're done with the curators. The Silver Creed or whatever.
Well, my other siblings don't particularly like you for various reasons that I can't get into. Let's just say they got vendettas against you all.
So this is pleasure, not business.
No, this is much deeper than that. There is no pleasure here. There is justice.
Justice. And how have I wronged you then?
That is where it's a little bit different. I don't particularly have a problem with you. I have a problem with her father.
And I think at that, Misfit like twirls the dagger in his hand and pulls it back. That makes two of us then.
Agreed. Hence why I've come with a solution. He sees the vial empty. Did you drink that?
And Misfit holds up his other hand with the empty vial. Yeah, why?
Okay, we're going to have to act very quickly because what's inside of you is going to kill you if you don't have the catalyst. So, what we were supposed to do, it's a whole thing, but apparently you are really as dumb as Mom said you are. So, pretty much.
I'm sorry, the catalyst?
Right now, you're going through a transformation. It's going to get very worse if we don't put the catalyst in you.
What is this catalyst? What are you talking about? Kill me? What is inside of me?
Let's just say it is something that will help you evolve in a manner.
And I think Misfit closes the distance between the two of them and like holds Radu by like the scruff of his shirt and kind of like pulls him in. Bring me this catalyst right now. I'm not dying right here.
Okay. And you see immediately hits you in your arm.
Ow!
Now this next part is going to suck. As we skip backwards this time. We go to Eden. As you're currently being held by these shadows, you see this doppelganger maybe looking at you. You really don't know who I am?
I told you already. You are nothing to me, just another fucked up trick from Naomi, right? That's what this is?
Naomi. No. You see they slowly put their hand, dripping shadows, as they slowly go into your chest. Not in terms of any pain, you don't feel it yet, but you see them grasp on your half heart as they slowly pull it out.
Don't fucking touch that.
Don't touch it. Oh, when have you ever cared about your heart?
That does not fucking belong to you.
Belong to me? You see something in the middle of their chest open up, and you see your once golden heart. I am your heart. And this doesn't belong to you. As you see, they crush it with a might unlike any other as it shatters, and you feel all sensation of life in your body drop as you go on the ground against the glass. As your life slowly fades away, they look you in the face and goes, how does it feel to be pushed over the edge for something you never committed, for only ever loving you? How does it feel, Eden, to be heartless? Remember that. And die as you fade away. We go back to Vic.
I'm so stressed out!
I just need to make it clear, by the way, that because that was Misfit's heart, Misfit feels all of this on the other side.
You're dealing with something else, though, at the moment.
She
It's a
gets to
little bit on
live.
your mind. For the moment, Eden is dead. But, continuing on, Vic, you feel all sensation leaving your body, and you see, they go, at the moment, you see what looks like to be, you like, what the fuck is Eden doing out here? Why are they blue? Why are they, nice hair, but what? And you see them kind of come out, and you see them go, demise! What? Stop playing with your food and do it already. Fine. You see they hit you in the neck with something as you see a syringe.
What the fuck? What is this?
You'll see.
What do you mean I'll see?
You see they get off your body and you see the two of them begin to run out of the house.
Am I like conscious and fine for now?
For now, yeah, but you're starting to feel a little woozy, but you're, up with that. We cut right back to heaven. You see the individual slowly, the glider slowly recontracting as it almost like going back into their form. As you see they sort of take off, you see a little bit more of a clearer picture. Beautiful brown skin, silver-esque hair, maybe on the verge of white. Their eyes slightly blue in nature. And you see one of their arms is completely cybernetic. As you see they kind of look over. Oh, well, Commander, you look like... Well, to be honest, you look like shit.
Look, I don't know who the hell you are. I'm not really in the mood for banter. Just whatever the fuck you need to do. Let's just do it.
Fine. This is from the future with love. As you see, they put their arm out, and you get shot with something in your neck as well. That loads up. Let's just say I just returned the favor for you. See you later, Commander. As you see, they begin to run off with the other three. You begin to feel wheezy, all of you, as you see your vision begin to almost... You don't feel right. You feel slightly displaced. You start to see on your hands, each of you, your veins becoming purplish in nature. And as the camera zooms in to your bloodstreams, we can see that what was inside those containers were little nanites. As you see these little things beginning to attach itself onto your blood cells, or whatever gives you life in this essence. As it begins to change it, lightning sparking through. You all don't feel great. You get on the floor and each of you kind of begin to hear cracking, shifting motion. But for the most part, you all begin to feel crystal begin to form around the bottom of you as you almost are being cocooned into this tight space. Even Eden's dead body, in which most of you can't see, but the camera pans to, begins to form up. And you see Mom approach with the 4 individuals behind them. As you can see, my children are better than you. Naomi didn't have the same discipline that I did. For now, ta-ta. We got what we wanted. As you see, they got the canister for some reason, even though it's empty. I would say it was nice knowing you, but to be honest, I don't think we are acquainted just yet. Enjoy the gifts. Be lucky my children did not kill you. Well, most of you. As before any of you are able to do anything, you are encased in purple crystal. You see only muffled sounds at this point as you're all dragged out by various voices. They seem to be lighting you up. What is going through your minds right now? As you can't speak, you're in constant pain. It's almost like your spine is on fire for the people who are alive. What is going through our minds?
Misfit's not focused on the sensations of their body and this at all. In the moment that Eden's half heart, their own half of a heart, was crushed and destroyed and all life was taken from their body, Misfit felt that. He felt half of himself die in that moment, and he knew what had happened without needing to see it, without needing to be there. They knew what happened. And I think before any of this happened, before Radu left them, they would have seen Misfit's eyes blow wide and heard his breath catch in his throat before Radu left and the cocoon started. And even in this cocoon, as fire licks his body and the excruciating pain of it all, none of that is what he's thinking about. He's screaming internally on the inside if he could scream, but it's not because of pain, at least not physical pain. It's Eden. It's Eden. It's Eden. I saved Eden once from death, and I can do it again if I could just get out of here. I could just get out of here if I could just go. And I think even though Misfit doesn't have physical control right now, they are trying so hard mentally to break from this cocoon, to go to wherever Eden is.
Fantastic. What about Heaven, Vic? What are you guys feeling in this instance?
We get that panicked Heaven from like last season. Just that, of course, this is happening. Of course, as soon as you let them loose, let everything happen. This is your fault. This is all your fault. I can't believe it's like over and over again. This flooding of anxiety and guilt and blame. More so to keep themselves distracted from the pain exploding from their back and just cycle over and over and over and over and over and over and over again.
Vicious?
Yeah. So I think Vic hears. I would assume because like Vic was the only one outside. Vic was the one to hear Mom say all of that bullshit. And I think Vic, the first thing that goes through Vic's mind is, "Oh my God." Well, no, it's wow. I'm finally dying. And then it's wait, no, I can feel pain, and if I can feel pain, that means I'm still alive. And as soon as Vic realizes that she's alive, she gets angry. She is mad. That rage that she hasn't felt that rage for at least a year. She's been happy. She had what she wanted. She ate the monster. It was gone. She was no longer hungry. She didn't need to do this. She got to help her family out. But now she's in pain again. Now she's in pain again. Now she's dealing with this shit. It was Mom, and it was demise. And because I can feel, and because I'm alive, and because I'm angry, that means I can kill you.
All fall into a dreamless sleep. We go back to Eden. As that life drains from your eye, the camera spinning as it goes into that deep, widening iris of a dead person. You find yourself in black and white again, at fear of that void. But you find yourself in a hotel hallway, old-timey, like the 20s, maybe 60s. And you hear the record player of some lovely tune singing somewhere over the rainbow.
Oh, I haven't heard that in a long time. And Eden is so far from themselves. Where were they just now? They don't even know, I think. Something so distant and so far away about wherever they just were they anywhere? I think they've always been here, right? No, this is where they've always been probably. Why do they keep feeling like they want to turn around? Like there's somebody like down the hallway calling for them, but no, where are they? Where they have to follow the song. They'll go toward the song. Who's that voice? There's somebody. No, the song. We have to go. They follow it. They follow the music.
You follow the song. It's a beautiful hotel. Lovely atmosphere. Walking through, you get closer and closer to the music until it stops. You're stuck in a very long hallway that almost looks like it goes for eternity.
It's a big hotel.
The lights begin to flicker as you see something in the distance, far distance, just standing there, menacingly. You can't make it out from this distance, but it's just staring.
Eden tips their head. Are you the one that's calling me? Where are you taking me?
It doesn't respond, and you feel a hand on your shoulder.
You turn instantly.
It's Dad.
Oh. Dad, hey. Where have you been? Where have I been? Where have we been?
You need to wake up, kiddo. The lights flicker.
Wake up. Wake up where?
You need to wake up, kiddo. The light flickers again.
I don't understand what you're asking me to. Who, where am I?
You need to wake up, kiddo. As the light flickers again, you see Tear, disformed sand, looking you in the eyes. Wake up as you snap into existence. You find yourself encased in this purple-like glass. You can hear the humming of lights, machinery. It's slightly crowded, but you're stuck in here.
No, I need to wake up. No, I need to wake up. I need to wake up. No.
You hear somebody go, "Hey, yo, I think we got one up." With that, you hear somebody on the outside, "Are you okay?"
Eden explodes.
Fantastic. It explodes, but not in a sense of what you were hoping. As you see, it breaks on the inside. It opens the front of it. And as it does, the light, it hurts. You don't like it. It's not in the sense of like morning. It actively feels like it's burning your skin.
Eden, there is so much overdrive. There's something really, really empty about their chest in a way that feels too familiar, feels too frightening. And the lights hurt too bad, and they don't know where they are, and they don't know where they just were, and they can't make sense of anything, I think. And they claw toward the light like it is violent and it is beautiful, and they need to sit in it, and they need to burn in it. They cannot be in here anymore. They have to fight toward it.
You begin to try to take steps out, and you get a foot out until you immediately fall on the ground as you see that lower part of your leg turn completely into sand. And as you slowly emerge out, you see your body completely, wholly is just multicolor chromatic sand from head to toe as you're just dripping it all over the place.
They fall all over themselves as they struggle outward.
It's just as you sort of trying to form yourself up, somebody go, "We need help." As that is happening, the next person to wake up, Heaven, you find yourself waking up, no dreams, but you're in a cocoon, and you just, something's wrong with your hands. You don't feel right. Something's on your back. You don't remember having a backpack on. What do you do?
If he's still in like that crystalline structure, just gonna put a hand out and push forward and see if it at least breaks.
It's not from the hand which breaks. As you're kind of moving with that notion of I want to be out, you see whatever's on your back begins to as two large skeletal wings with nothing on it begins to come out and begin to you see your skin has various cracks on it of golden veins, almost like of that of gold found in rock. As you notice and look in the mirror in front of you, your body changed into large skeletal wings on your back.
Okay. This is fine. I'm fine. This is fine. I'm fine. They're just gonna avoid the mirror altogether. We'll have a conversation in Foundation. talk about that. Are they the only structure in the room?
You see, you guys are lined up in sort of evenly spaced, the 4 crystals standing up. You see Eden coming out, but they're partly sand. You see people trying to help pick them together and try to like form them into one place.
Mhm.
You see the other 2 on the side. The next one you see opening up seems to be Misfoot, who kind of is beginning to wake up inside.
Um, Misfit can take care of themselves. Heaven is fast track dash to whoever is fussing over Eden and just pushing them away, and is
You
trying to
see,
scoop.
in the place you're in, it's like a hospital setting. It is sort of, you see the glass itself is not see-through, but almost like, police kind of like, you can't see, but they can. You can see that there's multiple types of machinery here. All of these people seem to be an amalgamation of mythical creatures and mortals. You see fae, werewolf, all kinds of amalgamation, wizards and whatnot, all kind of working here. Different symbol than you've ever seen before in your life. What looks like to be a key with sort of tentacles coming out seems to be the main logo. But as you're kind of going over helping Eden, Misfoot, you begin to wake up in the inside.
And as Misfoot wakes up on the inside, it is immediate, as if he had never gone to sleep at all. And he is punching at this cocoon, this crystal that is around him, trying to break through it. If they still have that dagger on them, they take that and they start, I think, like as cracks start to form, they start to like pry into them, trying to cut them open a little bit deeper, using the hilt to punch through it. Anything at all that they can do, desperately clawing, trying to break through.
You feel your emotion. Are you angry in this moment, would you say, or are you more panicking?
No, panicked, extremely panicked, extremely scared.
With that, as you're breaking it, you start to see some sort of energy within you begin to bubble up. And as you sort of break through, you find it that you're free, yes. You see heaven looking weird. You also see Eden as a pile of almost like sand trying to form itself. But you have to control on yourself as your anxiety is causing what looks like to be this cosmic energy almost going nuclear in the sense as you're almost going to blow this place sky high if you don't control yourself.
And I think the feeling of this bomb functionally forming around inside on top of the Misfit's not really sure where this nuclear energy is starting to form around them. I think it gives them pause on top of just everything else that's going on right now. It's all extremely overwhelming for them, and I think they start to sort of focus in on this energy instead, and they're breathing, I think, is extremely ragged at the moment as they are panicked. And if I may, I think the pulse of this energy follows Misfit's breathing. And he notices this pattern, and noticing it, I think, starts to try anyway to calm his breathing down a little bit as he makes a beeline towards Eden. Or at least what he thinks is Eden. He's not really quite sure.
I think for this, even though it's a little bit bending the rules here, torn in between sounds pretty good. Because when you are torn between your monstrous nature and your human heart, you kind of, or when you're tempted by what dark means, it feels like this is a kind of instance here. So you can make a choice here. You can let your monstrous nature show, describe the damage you do in your outburst cause, and you mark 1 ruin. Describe how you diminish your power and conform to the pressures of humanity. You don't have any darkness tokens, so, you can do that. Or you can spend a bond with someone and describe how they directly or indirectly help you regain control. So it's up to you.
I think it's an easy one. I'm going to spend one of my bonds with Eden. And I think that in this moment, Eden inadvertently, because Eden is unable perhaps to do anything to help Misfit directly, but I think inadvertently helps calm Misfit down as they come closer to Eden, and they start to, I think, register and process that whatever form that Eden has currently taken, whatever magic has overtaken them in this moment, he is alive. He is not dead. He is here in a different shape, sure, but they are here and they are Eden, and Misfit is sure of that. And I think that knowledge is comforting in a way, despite everything that's going on. It is comforting, and so inadvertently, Eden helps to bring some of that panic down, and that broiling nuclear energy starts to dissipate and disperse a little bit around them.
Fantastic. There's a question in chat in terms of darkness tokens. This is the intro, so we're doing a little bit of a type, but in case you're wondering, darkness tokens are earned when you are either certain moves or there is certain conditions for each playbook in which if you play on that condition or feeling, you can get a darkness token through that way. So, game very focused on focusing on the flaws, which is very lovely. But speaking of flaws, we leave the best for last. Vic, you wake up and before you get any feeling, you feel hunger. Even worse than before.
Yeah, I have one singular question. Is there magic around here?
Vicious. To say if magic is around here would be the understatement of the year, as you can see what looks like to be auras of a multitude of. You walked into a buffet.
Fucking
It is good.
beautiful. Yeah. So I think for everyone in the room, this is the most unsettling one because it is not that there is a break in the cocoon. There is a sickening black and red aura that is surrounding Vic's cocoon that immediately makes you like whip your head around and turn. And then you look and you see eyes. Then you see one open through the cocoon, almost like red, piercing eyes, very similar to that of Mom. And then another, and then three at the face, and then four, and then six, and then 12, and then 15, and 20, and 21. Hundreds, damn near hundreds of eyes going from the face all the way down Vic's arms. And I'm assuming she's like close to being naked, so maybe even on the like legs too, through the cocoon. And this miasma reaches out through it without even breaking the cocoon and latches onto any and all magic that is around, and she begins to feed.
On top of your 6 eyes, you also notice your skin is more of a combination between reptile and insect of the endoskeleton. As you sort of immediately come out, you see one of the guys go, oh, as you immediately just grab the throat of 2 scientists that are there. As you see, you just drain, I'm assuming?
Yeah, it is. It is something that is a lot less violent than it was before. It is that miasma that came off her body reacts almost like since she's like closer to a bug, almost like what are those like spider and like this the things on the back of spiders, like legs. I'll say 6 of them, one to match each of her eyes, all reach out like mouths with hungry mouths and just bite one and then bite another and then bite another until all 6 people around Vic that have the most juiciest, tastiest, fulfilling magic begin to be drained.
You see, all 3 of you see this as you see coming almost around you guys, a security team, as you see red alarms, as you see what looks like to be security guards kind of come up and begin to surround you, Vic, as you see they kind of distance themselves with almost, not in a sense prods, but in a sense of like electric sticks as they sort of like surrounding you and sort of walking in. You all see what looks like to be individual. They currently have a brace along their right leg. You see it looks like to be an individual walking in short hair, maybe in his mid 40s, Korean, walking through, coming through with his cane, kind of go, everybody stand down, please. You see kind of walking towards you, Vicious, I know you are not particularly the right state of mind, but I'd be very delighted if you would not eat any more people.
Yeah, I think the thing that this person would notice is that Vic's like central eyes, where like a person's normal eyes are closed. This Vic is not conscious. This is an instinct.
What are you doing as you see your food talking to you?
Yeah, I think this monster, this creature, this hunger turns to this beast and opens probably the mouth on her neck, and probably begins to speak a very hungry, lucid voice. Why do you speak to me?
Well, if you don't want to speak to me, maybe you want to speak to her. As you see, points the cane in a direction. You see Casey slightly covered in blood, halfway like she was in a fight, in full tactical gear. As you see, they sort of take off their helmet, kind of go to you, Vic, and you see their gills on their side begins to protrude a sound that attempts to calm you down.
Yeah, and I think it works. I think that voice on Vic's neck is like, and like closes. And you see one last eye remain there as the miasma and the tendrils close. And I think maybe a little bit of the reptilian skin recedes a little bit. And Vic just wakes up. What is going on?
You see the main individual with the cane kind of go, first things first, we gotta deal with you guys. I will explain everything. And he kind of gestures, please follow me to the ward.
I cannot express to you how much Eden is made of sand.
Don't worry,
Misfit is trying to scoop
like-
you up.
Yeah, it's a
It's
team
trying to
effort.
scoop.
It's
Yeah, we're
Heather
trying to
Misfit
scoop
just-
you.
The only reason they're not screaming is because they can't form a throat long enough to make the sound come out. Like, they're freaking the fuck out. And like they're very obvious. They're like trying to crawl into your
like a
body.
blob.
Yeah, they're like trying to like get to you, Misfit, like, and like they're like surrounding you at this point.
I think Misfit is like holding on, like trying to gather your sand form, and just keep saying stuff like, "Okay, Eden, if you're there, can you give me a sign? Can you make a shape form, please? I just need to know that you're okay. Okay, if you're okay, can you please tell me, show me?"
Can I roll some dice to see how well I do at this?
If you want to, I believe this is reveal your heart. I feel this is a
Oh,
pretty...
that's a gay move. I love a gay move.
We do that here. We're one of those channels.
What?
Oh my god, we're gay.
I think I have to leave. Actually, I didn't sign up for that.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Let's cancel that.
I thought this was the
Yeah,
Mythic
what?
initiative, not the
Gay initiative.
Surprise. Okay, when I reveal your heart and try to sincerely connect with someone, spend darkness tokens and roll. I don't have any tokens to spend, so I will just roll. And I will get a 12.
A 12.
I will get a 12.
Overkill.
I will get a 12.
You have a moment of closeness, but also weakness. Ask each other, how do I scare you at this moment? After you both answer, you choose one. Tell them how fearful you have become of them on a scale from 0 to 4, and that becomes the number of darkness tokens you now have. Or you gain a bond with them. You gain a bond with what the darkness demands of you.
Am I answering the question?
The two individuals. So yes, the both of you. Have
So we
won.
both answer the
both
question.
answer.
Yes.
God, I
Okay.
fucking love this game.
I have an answer
Please.
of how you scare me right now. I'm scared of losing you. I'm scared of you dying again, because this time, as much as Misfit, I think, has spent the past year in denial and continues to refuse to acknowledge it, they do not have the same powers that they used to. If you die, Misfit's not sure that he could go back to hell to get you, to get your soul again. And that is not something that they know how to deal with, how to be okay with. And they just feel like for the first time in their life they have somebody who loves them, at least they think. And he's scared to lose that.
Are you ready for the really fucked up thing I'm about to say to you? Eden is scared of you in this moment because it wasn't enough. their love wasn't enough. You gave them half a heart and it still wasn't enough. It didn't save them. It didn't protect them. It got torn out of their chest by some fucking rando in the middle of the evening on a random fucking Tuesday. It didn't save them. And now it's gone again. And now they're empty again. And that terrifies them, that the one thing that they thought could be a saving grace was so easily ripped out of them.
Hey, Chris, I quit. I quit.
Just that you know, audience, there's a lot more episodes, so this is just
No,
one.
it's not. This is it. This is
Yeah,
it.
they gave up. They just live in
I quit. I'm sorry. This is.
Yeah. So how many tokens is that, besties? I'm so curious.
So either
go. Oh
you
my
gain
God.
tokens or you gain a bond. It's up to you. With Darkness Demands. So
Is
it's up
it
to you.
is it C who does
It's
that?
only C, yes.
Okay,
So
cool.
yes,
Only me.
I believe so.
Give me 4
Oh
fucking
no, you
tokens,
each choose
baby.
actually. So I forgive me. It says you each choose.
Oh.
So you can choose
Sure.
one.
I want tokens. Give me tokens. How many
Alright.
do I get?
I will say for this instance, I'll give you 2. Give you 2 tokens.
Okay. I will
2
take
tokens.
2 darkness.
What about you,
tokens.
Eden? You taking tokens or you taking a bond?
I'll take some tokens.
All right, take 2 as well, please. Actually, no, you get 3. No, you know what? I'm giving you 4. I'm sorry. You straight up said it wasn't enough. I give benefit of the doubt. You get 4.
You said my love wasn't enough.
You said
That's
love
max.
wasn't enough.
Max
You really
tokens,
went
baby.
deep. I'm giving you 4. That's
Episode
rough.
1, season 1. Let's go.
Season 2.
I
season
literally
2.
can't be
Sorry.
normal about this game even if I tried. It's not possible.
You know,
Actually.
I'm giving you 2. The guest on guest replacement. Hilarious. With that, to speed it up a little bit, they do each run you all off into a hospital ward. You each are kind of in the same ward, beds. You see they've kind of helped you each a little bit. Some easier than others. There's not much they can do for you, but they've managed to kind of help you real quick, almost like physical therapy, teach you how to bring those wings in and out, because that's your main problem. The skin, they're still trying to work on the cracks, but for the most part, you're not walking around with giant wings, which was a little hard in the beginning. Going to the bathroom was rough. But that's for you. For you, Misfoot, you have trouble. It's not anything physical, but emotional, which is your issue. And especially with all the emotions swirling in you, you are unstable. So, they managed to use a suit that your mother gave you. They managed to have all your items, and for the moment, they keep you in it. You see, it's almost like skin weave. So, you do have a suit, but it's whatever you want it to physically be. And you do also notice in the inside, it does need somebody to help. So, Aussie is in there with you. As they gotta go, I'll help you, cousin! For the most part. Eden, yours is one of the ones that take the longest. They have to bring an amalgamation of mages, but they managed to create a big enough binding spell to keep you into a solid form for the moment. Your skin slowly it's still sandy in some parts, mainly your hands. For the rest of your body is normal-ish. It hides what's underneath, except for your hands at the moment. And for you, Vicious, yours seems to have gone away for now. You seem normal, but whenever you get hungry, you notice your skin begins to crack and shift. But for now, you're the least of their headaches. And as you're all sitting there, maybe a couple days later, you see this individual come in. Cane and suit, all by himself. Closes the door. Hi, everyone. How are we doing today?
Fuck you.
That's mean.
No,
That's
it's
me.
No, I'm just not loud. I think like Vic goes to look at you and be like, I don't think we're shit.
Clearly, I never really got to introduce myself. Please allow me to take this moment to do so. My name is Ryan Sook. I am Director of Division. For those of you who may not know, Division is the government agency that did what the curators did, but we are not as vindictive as your previous employers.
Oh,
Yeah.
shit. No, I mean, Casey told me that they worked for the division. I didn't know it was like that.
Well, we deal better. We're not just about hunting monsters, unlike the curators. We're more about helping people. Monsters aren't really monsters, to be honest. They're just people trying to live in a world of mortals who get scared at the slightest thing. So we do our best to not only, we help when we can, but in the very rare instances where evil may lurk, we are what step in.
And are you stepping in now because a bunch of a-holes attacked us while we were reading a will?
Yes, I thought you would want to know. You see, he has files in his hand, but if you don't want me to, I can just leave.
Please, we have been through a lot of emotional turmoil. Forgive us for being a little cranky. We were in a fucking cocoon made of crystals. Was it amethyst? I guess it was purple. Anyway, please, now.
Will you keep us safe?
I can, but I have some good news and some bad news. So
Bad news.
All right, bad news, everyone.
Get it over with.
Okay. To put it kindly, you were infected with something. We call it Z-Tech. Short for Zorathian technology. Pretty much alien tech was injected into your veins. What is the problem now is that you are in a constant state of evolution, of change. So much so that you can think of it almost as a disease. It's going to keep going and going and going until there's not much left of you, and you become full-blown monstrosities. Or bombs, or anything else of a horrible nature. So that's bad news, that you're on a limited timetable. There is some good news, if you would like to hear it.
You know how to stop it?
Kind of. See, we need to extract it out your body, right? But in order to do that, we need all of the materials from the vial. See, and he sort of pulls paper of a blueprint. This is a nanoformer container, right? You picked up the catalyst, the 4 individual, things that you drank, apparently, for some reason. Bad move, but beyond that, you drank it, but there is still one central processing unit that has almost emitters. This has the rest of the nanoformers, and if we can get that to you guys, we can extract everything out of you and you can go back to normal. But we don't know where it is because Mom took it, which leads me to my other thing, the individuals that attacked you. See, as you may know, their official name is the Alpha Hunters. They were why the Mythic Initiative was created. The Mythic Initiative was a prototype. The Alpha Hunters was the finished product. They were what you were training for. You see, he pulls out files of missions. While you guys were on your 7 years disbanded, they kept fighting together, growing together, and doing missions together. Unlike you guys that broke off. You have that question in your mind of like, okay, great, why weren't they in San Arcana? They were somewhere else. And you see the dossier pulls up the various names. For each of you, the first one that we see here is Razu Tepesh. Describes it as the last dragon of Tepesh. You can see that it is brother of Dracula Tepesh. As you see, there is an old painting of him and his brother while they were both normal. He seems to be some sort of half dragon or maybe a descendant of dragons. You don't know. But for the moment, his abilities are more centered around dragonic nature. Fire breath, hard skin, sharp claws. Leader of the group, as he is the one that is most calm and always thinking. Then we see Fatima Tennyson, the one you fought, Heaven. They don't have much on this person, as they almost appeared out of the blue. But they seem to have technology that isn't from this planet, in a sense. It is alien in nature, but they are human, so it's strange. Almost cybernetic in nature. But in terms of birth records and anything like that, they cannot find anything. Not even fingerprints. They are an enigma. Then there is Demise, in which it becomes very much clearer to you, Vicious, who this person is. Demise, parentheses, Elijah Sanchez. And your brain thinks back with the Morgan, the two sisters, the one you killed, the Fey princess that lived.
Oh, the one that lived?
The one that lived. Something happened to them. You don't know what, they don't know what, but they are not Fey anymore, that's for sure. They turned into something quite monstrous. And then it cuts to one of the more ones that all of you are a little bit concerned. Edie, aka Eden's Heart. Something happened. They went to a place called Gehenna Academy for some time, and then later on were dispelled after killing a teacher. They spent most of their life somewhere else and just joined up. But for the most part, they've been living their life ever since Eden cast them out of their heart. For a decade or more. As he kind of throws them out there. These are the individuals you're dealing with. And then there's Mom. Mom is a new leader of the curators, and if you didn't figure it out, a robot. To put it kindly, more of a hive mind. See, they pop up everywhere. No matter how many times you put them down, they pop right back up. This is who we're dealing with here. And as much as I would like to think my agency can deal with it, we are not well equipped to deal with these issues. So, I offer a solution. You help us deal with these individuals. And we can help cure you in the process. It's a give for give. And I know you guys don't like working with agencies, believe me, but
No, I will do it.
I don't want to force you into anything. You do have a choice. I'm not like Naomi.
We said we'd do it.
Literally already sound better than Naomi's last organization. We're good.
You'll keep us safe, so.
You see, there is no excitement of like, yes, I got him. It's empathy here. As he kind of gets up, I understand. Welcome. He kind of shakes all your hands to the division. I will get you guys a case right away, as I think I know where Radu went close by. Right now, heal up, get better, and I will debrief you guys in the morning. Have a good night. and kind of walks out and closes. As you all are left in the room, what is the last thing we want to do before we end this episode?
I have something for like the night, but nothing for immediately after. So no, it's not like that. I promise.
In a room where everyone's in it? Oh, I'm sorry. Anybody else have anything else?
Yeah.
Any particular thing?
I think Vic, considering Vic's, this is where Vic's partner works. I think Vic just goes and like hangs out with Casey, maybe gets a tour of the division.
Yeah, getting a tour real quick. You are in a place they like to call Unknown. Their HQ is called Unknown. And the reason why is as you look at the window, you're not underground. You're not in a city. You're in some extra dimensional space that's outside the purview of anything and everything. People get in and out via teleporters, but for the most part, they are more kind of getting a little bit of an explanation. It's just they pop in and out, and they do this for safety because, as you saw with the curators, if you just are under a museum, someone is just going to find it one day and blow it up. So yeah, they take a little bit more precautions. And here, there's a lot more people that are monsters or mythical creatures that work here than the curators. Curators are mostly humans. This amalgamation of everybody in between.
Yeah, I think to a degree, Vic kind of likes that about this place. This is everything that Vic like wanted out of a life when they worked for the curators. I mean, like the curators were basically like super turbo capitalism, overwork, you can't leave here and we hate you, like L's plus ratio. But like Vic is kind of like, huh, like this isn't so bad, and I'm on a clock, but at least I can fix it this time. And then kind of holds Casey's hand, and I guess I have you. So
Yeah, it's a thing, you know.
yeah, I guess this is what you meant about your job, monsters helping monsters. But yeah, uh, thanks, thanks.
I'm here for you.
Yeah, and Vic just sighs and puts a head on Casey's shoulder and relaxes for the little bit of time that she can.
Fantastic. Eden or heaven, what about you guys?
At some point, when Eden is feeling, they still feel really dizzy, like they're in a dream somehow. But I think that they eventually pull themselves together long enough to go find wherever heaven is.
Even though they were avoiding any type of mirror, now they're just like staring at it, at the fissures, the cracks, and not really saying much, just kind of like tracing their fingers along the patterns. They don't necessarily stay in the same place. So if she presses into a dimple or skin too hard, it cracks there too, and it just freaks her out just a little bit.
I think Eden comes up behind you a little bit, and just like completely silently, they don't feel even like they have to say hello, right? Like there's just an acknowledge of presence as they come up beside you. Looking into the mirror also before like they just kind of like put their elbows down on whatever like little table is in front of it and like just rub their head in their hands, which then like a bunch of like sand falls down around them before their fingers reform after they literally rubbed them away. So we're really falling apart, huh?
Oh, physically, poetically, glass and sand. Practically the same thing.
I don't find much about this very poetic.
Well, it doesn't have to be good poetry. Just, it is what it is.
I need to tell you something.
Okay.
I saw Dad.
What do you mean?
I don't know. The last time when I died, I went to hell. Which feels unfair, but I guess they did kick me out of the church. I didn't go to hell this time. I didn't go anywhere. I was in somewhere else completely. And I didn't know where I was, and I didn't know anything. And Dad was there. And they look like they want to say something else. And like the sand kind of like flows from one hand into the other just naturally, like they're passing something between their fingers. But they don't yet. They swallow it back down.
Look, I don't expect you to tell me everything, but I'm sure we can get back to it. How are you feeling, at least?
Fucked.
Okay.
How are you feeling?
I think you put in the words. Equally fucked.
I'm just glad you're okay.
Well, we're as okay as we can get.
I know you keep saying that everything is okay. Is everything okay with you and Vic? Heaven.
I mean, we're both alive, so I think that's pretty good.
Heaven. I don't know what the fuck I would be doing right now if Misfit wasn't literally putting me back together every night since we've been here. Are you okay?
I did what I needed to do. I think that's as good as it's going to get.
We really fucked this up for ourselves, don't we?
We're gifted in that regard.
I'm gonna find a way to fix it. All of it.
Eden.
And they get that look in their face.
Don't.
I will. Okay.
I think it's just a fracture right in their forehead, like a migraine just formed.
You should go get that checked out. And I think Eden pulls away.
And is there anything you want to do, Heaven, or is that it? Good. And that leaves Misfoot last.
And I think this is much later in the evening after everybody has kind of dispersed into wherever we're sleeping, I guess. I am sure, figured out sort of arrangements with everything. And I think Misfit is waiting in the room that he and Eden are going to be sharing while we're here. And he is, I think, sitting on the bed and waiting for Eden to kind of come in. And whenever that is, later in the night, whenever they're done, whatever they need to do, when they walk through that door, I think Misfit looks very quickly, a little bit too quickly, reacts to Eden's presence in the door and kind of pats the bed next to them. Hey, come to bed with me.
Oh, you're in that kind of mood.
No, just come.
And Eden does, without further question or prodding. I think a little bit softer around the edges than they normally are sometimes.
And you can see, I think, that seeing the softer demeanor that Eden has right now, Misfit is comforted by that a little bit. And you can see him there's a tension to his body, a new tension to his body that wasn't there before, that has been there since the chrysalis, since the cocoon, whatever it was, that doesn't really quite dissipate entirely. It's like Misfit is like vibrating, roiling with energy at all times, and a little bit of that starts to simmer as you show a softer side, and they lie down in the bed and they gesture for you to do the same.
Eden does.
And Misfit will, I think, pull you in close to them, and they hold you really tight. I think a little bit tighter than you're used to, a little bit tighter than you would have expected. And they just kind of nestle their head in between the crook of your neck, and they whisper into your neck, into your skin. You're okay, right?
Are any of us really okay? It's clearly a deflection. They don't try to hide it from you. They run the paces of the way this conversation goes, easily, almost guiding you through it. I'm alive. I think.
And I think Misfit's hand kind of hesitatingly goes over where your heart would be and presses it there for a few moments, trying to hear or feel a heartbeat.
Just as empty and cold as it was 7 years ago. And something in Eden's face twists in a knife-sharp, jagged edge of pain. When neither of us feel it.
We'll get it back.
I'm so sorry. I tried to fight, but my magic is
We'll get it back.
gone. I know, we will.
Can't be gone.
No, it grew some fucking legs, and it's walking around now.
What are you talking about?
We'll get it back.
And I think Misfit just silently nods, and still holding their hand on Eden's chest, not moving it off where his heart would be, I think just pulls Eden in a little bit closer to them. And I think they try to go to sleep for the night, but they have difficulty doing so. And I think it's not until Eden falls asleep, whenever that is, however long that takes, it's not until Eden is asleep and they can feel and hear the steady, slow breathing of Eden's sleeping body that Misfit is able to finally go to sleep as well.
Fantastic. And one last scene before we all end this episode. Instead of this sadness, we hear a room of thunderous applaud as we see Mom walking in what looks like to be almost like a small conference room of some sort. Walking in, individuals we can't see of various shapes, sizes, and monstrosities clapping. As you see, they, take it in, thank you, and then make everybody die down. As you know, the Mythics have been dealt with. My children have succeeded. A round of applause. As you see, they are all in a row clapping for them. Now, with the Mythics out of the way, curators in our hours, it is time the Silver Creed fulfills its mission statement. You have each been given the vials needed. We need charge, we need power. So go, wreak chaos, and take as much power you need. If you need help, my children are just a phone call away, as they will be stationed nearby. But for now, my brothers and sisters, the Silver Creed is in control, and Plan Zeta is now in effect. Take well, my children, for the rise of the Zarathians is near. And that is where we shall end it for today. Yay!
Chris!
I'm sorry, we're doing the
Of course,
alien
they're
invasion.
trying to turn us into no.
Boo.
Boo.
Tomato,
They're trying to
tomato.
turn us into
Yay.
fucking monsters. Well,
How
aliens.
could this happen to us?
Well, thank you everybody for the first episode of the new season of the Mythic Initiative. With that, we're going to go in reverse order, starting off with you, CJ. Please,
Oh my
let
god.
everybody, do your thing.
Yeah. No. Hi everyone. It's me, CJ. Scholastic Dragon everywhere. You can find me literally anywhere you want to find me on the internet at Scholastic Dragon. Scholastic like the book fair. Dragon like the mythical creature. Drop the O on dragon. I do a number of things. Today I was reminded that I'm a game designer. So if you're actually interested in games that make you either hurt or self-exploration or just gay as hell, you can find my games at itch.io. Same Scholastic Dragon name, but I think that one does have an O. I should change that. Regardless. Yeah, I mean, other than that, I'm a performer. You saw me performing here. I played Vic, who is honestly, I feel confident saying this, doing the best of us. And that's all.
Actually,
I got.
yeah, maybe.
Yeah, no, I genuinely, I think Vic is doing is doing the best for once. Like, and that's not a lie. So let's hope that doesn't change, but it will. Passing it to, oh, it was reverse order. I think I'm passing it to Hamna.
Yes, you are. Hello, everyone. My name is Hamna. I use any and all pronouns, and I am a TTRPG performer and producer. Today, I was Misfit, he, they pronouns, the summoned, who is normal and grieving, and now has anxiety. We love it. Yay. Anyway, I am on a variety of shows. You can find me on Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time over on Bad House RPG's channel, where we will be playing Ituan by Night. It is the penultimate episode of the season, so that's kind of wild. Please come join us. It is Seoul Fashion Week. We're going to be, I think the cast decided that we're going to dress up, so you'll get to see that. In addition to that, the player applications for the second annual Nameless Showdown Lazuli Gym closes tomorrow night at 11:59 Eastern. So if you have not yet applied to join Nameless Showdown this year, you should. Go check out the Nameless Domain Twitter for that link. The Elite Four from last year are going to be returning, and we're bringing 4 new players on this year to challenge them. It's going to be wild. We have a really fun theme planned. So if you want to come join for drama and rivalries and all of the things, CJ's our champion, so you can come and defeat them. And that's great, I think. And with that, I'm going to pass it over to Vin.
I'm so happily muted, and I'm pretty sure y'all heard the hi guys from the gesture. Twitter. No, at the end, at the
There
very
we go.
end.
Keep going.
I'm Vin. Find me at places. At VinVoxV on Twitter, or if you want to see me be professional and a voice actor, VinVox.com. Passing it to C, wherever they are.
Hi, that's me. Hi, everyone. My name is Cia, use they, them pronouns. You can find me making very trans, very gay art on the internet at CPlaysRPG. Tonight I played Eden, who is literally died. So I think I do get the trophy of doing the worst. I think like I'm allowed to have that for me. Wow, I miss this game so very much. You can find me doing other stuff also. This Saturday, 8 p.m. US Eastern Time, the Chaos Protocol returns, and we are, in fact, raising money with TTRPGs for Maui. So we're going to have a bunch of incentives, a bunch of giveaways, a bunch of stuff for you to enjoy. So come over, check out the Chaos Protocol. We are getting into a flying city. Are we also going to have maybe a fancy little ball episode? Maybe. Who knows? Tune in. Come see. It's going to be gay. It's going to be cool. It's going to be cute. That's Saturdays at US PM 8. You'll figure that out. And I have had enough of you, Chris. How could you do this to me personally? That's it for me.
Then there was me. That's my job. I do my job good. My name is Chris Cologne. I was the keeper for these preceding evenings. Thank you for everybody coming in. New season, so it's a lot of new stuff. We're getting a new game, so thank you for bearing with me. Again, I'm learning it, but for the most part, you can catch me on Twitter while it's still alive at VO_Cologne. That is VO underscore COLON. In terms of stuff coming up, I got this, and then shortly after, I will have another series that I'm still working on called Fate Breaker, which is going to be God Killer stuff. It's going to be good, but it's still baking in the oven, so, you know, we working on it. We working on it. But beyond that, guys, have a wonderful evening, and until then, we shall see you next week. Bye-bye, everyone.